It's over. It's over. The dream's over, guys. The dream's over. It's over. After 2 races. Are you kidding me? 2 races. 2 races. Are you kidding me, bro? How is it over already, man? How is it already? Oh my god. Anyways. It's official. Yuki Tsunoda and Liam Lawson have swapped for the 2025 season. I mean, who knows? Maybe after 2 races, they'll bring Daniel Ricciardo out of the retirement home at this point. Oh my god, I can't, man. I can't believe it. Like, on one hand, I'm so happy that Liam is staying in the sport, going back to Racing Bulls, which is clearly the more comfortable to drive car. But at the same time, you know, he was lied to. You're going to get the seat. You're going to have time to get up. No, 2 races. Not even 2 races. A wet race, a sprint weekend, 2 tracks he's never been to before. Then they go looking out there for Colapinto, and they're like, oh, sorry, we couldn't get Colapinto. Do you want the Racing Bull seat, by the way? So how is he going to feel comfortable going back to Racing Bulls after being dropped from Red Bull, after being lied to, and then after being told, seeing all the rumors of, oh, we were looking for Colapinto, by the way. Crazy, man. Crazy. And the quote I've just read from Christian Horner. We feel like Yuki Tsunoda's experience will help bring the car back to where it should be. Why did you make that decision in the first place then? If they came out and said, look, we took a risk with Liam. We wanted to see if he could adapt to the car because he was young and showed adaptability in his junior career. Fair enough. No. We're going to trust Yuki Tsunoda's experience. Why didn't you do that in the first place then? I'm so confused. It literally doesn't make sense. Anyways, I'm not going to say it's a bad day to be a Red Bull fan. It's a bad day to be a Liam fan. It's a half bad day to be a Liam fan, right? Half bad day because we could end up cooking at VCARB. Thankfully, he's got a seat. Yes. Half bad day, half a day, right? In terms of being a Red Bull fan, we don't know. Will Yuki Tsunoda hop in that seat and fucking suck like Liam, like Perez, like Gasly, like Albon? Or will he hop in? Will he be absolutely on it? Constructors fired on. We fixed the problem. It was Yuki all along. It looks unlikely, but we'll have to wait and see. Honestly, man, I'm in the spot where it's like, as a Red Bull fan, I want Yuki to do well. I want us to fight in the constructors. But at the same time, everyone's hating on Liam right now. He sucks. As if we've forgotten about Perez. As if we've forgotten about Albon. As if we've forgotten about Gasly. So part of me is like, well, look, I'm going to be happy if Red Bull do well. But I'm not going to be angry if they don't, because the way they've handled the situation, it just feels like there's no way. There's just no way that Yuki does well. Like to a point that everyone's not going to be like criticizing them, to a point where they're going to finish top 2 in the constructors, to a point where I don't know, man. We'll see. I mean, my hot take, obviously no hate on Yuki. You can call me Liam bias all you want. I honestly think Yuki could do worse. I think whilst Liam might be slower than Yuki, I think Liam knows the limit. He knows how to be careful. You know, I think the fact that he lasted that long on the wet in Australia, the fact that he didn't spin or have any crashes in China. Yuki in his junior career, 2021, he was the second worst driver on that grid. Just ahead of Mazepin, which I mean isn't saying a lot. 2022 wasn't a great year either. 2023, 2024, we saw that mindset switch in Yuki. We saw how, yeah, he started to train, he started to take things seriously, and he started to pick up a lot. But will that kind of early days pressure, kind of trying to prove himself, carry on over to Red Bull? We'll have to wait and see. But I don't know. My prediction is that we could end up seeing maybe a slightly faster driver, but someone who kind of crashes more. Maybe like similar to Checo, just over pushes that car trying to prove themselves. Whereas Liam came in with the right mindset. And I can't believe it, man. I can't believe after 2 fucking races, we're here talking about this shit. Are you kidding me? Holy. All right, what do you guys think in chat? And then we'll have a look at the news. I mean, he's had a worse quality performance than Mazepin, but maybe they could have given him the Japan. Mazepin To be fair, Mazepin was driving an absolute shitbox. But 2021 is very different to 2024. I don't know why people keep comparing Liam to fucking Gasly and Albon from a different era of F1. I don't know why people are comparing them to even Checo. The grid is, we've gone from a 5-second spread to a 3-second spread to a 2-second spread to less than a second spread between the field. Why are they being compared, man? Why are they being compared? I'm so curious on how people react to issues in the drivers at the moment. It's mismanagement higher up. Well, yeah, that's the thing. I keep seeing, you know, like Yuki fans are obviously shitting on Liam. Oh, make the swap, make the swap. Now the swap's happened. They're like, why the fuck would you make the swap? It's like, bro, you can't please the internet, man. You can't please the internet. Now that it's over, it's time for Yuki to get on track. Yeah, honestly, Japan is going to be such an interesting weekend to watch, dude. But the pressure, man, the pressure. You've gone from giving this young Liam Lawson 2 races to now giving Yuki Tsunoda, fuck knows how long, at his home Grand Prix. His first Grand Prix is his home Grand Prix. The pressure, yeah, it's going to be hype, but that pressure could get to him. That pressure could get to him. I can't believe it, man. I can't believe it. Alpine blocked helmets request for Franco to go to Racing Bulls, by the way, so Liam is quite lucky. That's the thing, though. We literally were talking about that before. He's lucky to even be on the grid right now. But imagine how sad you must be. You weren't told that you were getting dropped. You found out from the media. And then you find out that you're not only getting dropped, but you're getting replaced by Franco Colapinto. Only to just then find out, oh, you can have the seat because we couldn't get Franco. That fucking sucks, man. That fucking sucks. That sucks so much. Yuki now gets thrown into a brand new difficult car after being used for VCARB. Yuki's going to lose his shit if the car doesn't go the way he wants. I don't know why. Part of me just gives me this feeling like the cherry on top will just be that Yuki could drive this car, bro. It'll just be the cherry on top of the situation. That Liam Lawson Japan GP podium going to hit like crack. Oh, imagine. I honestly, I see the vision. Gasly 2019 story arc right here. Goes back to VCARB after getting demoted. Absolutely cooks. Ends the year or some point this year. Gets a podium. I see it. Cinema. I see it. I see it. Yes, finally, Yuki should have been the choice to begin with. Lawson was absolute garbage. Sorry. Yeah, Liam was garbage, guys. Liam was garbage. Liam was garbage. Yep. He completely forgot to drive the car overnight. He went from having an amazing junior career where he won on debut in every single series to just hopping in the Red Bull and completely forgetting how to drive. No. I'm not having it. I'm not having it. Blake's beginning his villain arc on God. Okay. Let's talk about it. So first off, Visa Cash App Racing Bulls put out Y222. Yuki Tsunoda will be driving for Red Bull Racing from the Japanese Grand Prix. Thank you and good luck, Yuki. And Laurent Mecki says, we're incredibly proud of Yuki earning this well-deserved move to Oracle Red Bull Racing. His progress last year and more recently from the very start of 2025 has been nothing less than sensational. Personally and collectively, it has been an immense privilege to witness those progresses for all of us in Faenza and Milton Keynes. Yuki's energy and positivity has lightened up every corner of our factories of our garage, and he will always be a racing bull. We wish him all the success he deserves at Oracle Red Bull Racing. Have they put out a post yet about? Oh, they've removed Liam. Sorry, they removed Yuki and Hedger. And here we go. And they've now confirmed Liam. We confirmed that Liam Lawson will drive for the team for the Japanese Grand Prix. Now, I want to know, did they force Liam to put the suit on? Can we see baggy eyes from No Nights of Sleep? Or have they photoshopped them in? I reckon they've actually put them in. Everyone is here at VCARB looking forward to working hard with Liam to give him the best environment possible for him to shine in our car and express that talent that you all know he has. He fit in so well last year and we cannot wait to challenge ourselves and grow as a team. With Isaac having started so strongly with us already, we know we have young and strong lineup. Not a bad statement, to be honest. Then what else we got? Oh, then we got a message from Yuki. Okay. Let's listen.
Hey guys, Yuki here. I just wanted to say a massive thank you to the team and to the amazing VCARB fans for such an incredible ride and so many special memories. I'm staying in the Red Bull family, so I'll be far. I'll see you guys around the paddock.
Okay, I don't know. Where was this filmed? Did he just put this on to fucking film this shit? Or did he film this after the fucking weekend? Because apparently, that's the other thing. That is the other thing I didn't talk about, right? When it comes to all of this shit. Apparently, this decision was made and or starting to get talked about before the Chinese Grand Prix race, right? So Liam was decided on, right? Liam was dropped after one qualifying session in Australia where he had no practice that day. A wet race in Australia where he made it to the end of the race until a strategy happened. And keep in mind, from Christian Horner. Christian Horner said, we're not going to worry about the race in Australia because that was a strategy blunder, right? So he's even ignoring Australia. So we look at one qualifying session in Australia. We're looking at one sprint qualifying in China, one sprint race in China, and one qualifying session in China. 4 sessions. 4 sessions. Wait, is that 4? Qualifying, sprint. Yeah. 4 sessions before he was dropped. Not even 6. Not even the full 6. 4 sessions. That is wild. That is wild. The cabbage literally lasted longer. And then we got the announcement of Yuki at Red Bull with this cool graphic. I like it. Again, is it Photoshop or is that an actual photo? I don't know, but it is a cool vid. Okay, let's have a read. Where do I click on the fucking article? Where's the article? Hello? Oh, there's not linked the article. Oh, here we go. Let's read this because I was reading this before. Pissed me off. I'm not going to lie. Yuki Tsunoda to drive for Oracle Red Bull Racing from the 2025 Japan GP. Driver announcement. Oracle Red Bull Racing have made a decision that from the 2025 Japan GP, Yuki Tsunoda will drive for Oracle Red Bull Racing and Liam will drive for Visa Cash App Racing Bulls. Red Bull are in a unique position of having 4 seats on the Formula 1 grid across Oracle Red Bull Racing and Visa Cash App Racing Bulls. And as such, the team have made the decision to exercise a driver rotation that will see Yuki partner with current and 4-time world champion Max Verstappen. Christian Horner, team principal and CEO, said, it has been a difficult time to see Liam struggle with the RB21 at the first 2 races, and as a result, we've collectively taken the decision to do an early switch. We came into the 2025 season with 2 ambitions: to retain the World Drivers' Championship and to reclaim the World Constructors' title, and this is a purely sporting decision. Correct if I'm wrong, did Red Bull ever say they're going in to win the Constructors' Championship? I'm 99.99% sure Red Bull said this is a building year, this is a building year before coming to the new regs. Liam, we're going to give Liam time. We're going to allow him to build on up. We're going to focus on the Drivers' Championship. I don't remember them saying ever that they're going for the Constructors' title. When? This is purely a sporting decision. Is it? Because I've heard rumors that Honda pushed a $10 million deal for Yuki for this race. Is it a sporting decision when there's money on the line as well? We acknowledge there is a lot of work to be done with the RB21, and Yuki's experience will prove highly beneficial in helping to develop the current car. Now, this is the one that pissed me off. So, them saying this completely contradicts the reason why they put Liam in the car. Their reasons for Liam was he is a young driver who has shown potential with his mindset, his mentality, and his adaptability in his junior career. And we think he can hop in the car and adapt pretty soon on, right? Now they've changed their tune and gone, oh, we actually want Yuki's experience to help build the car. What changed between the decision of signing Liam and this drop made you realize, oh, the car's actually shit and we need Yuki to help build it? And also, how is Max Verstappen, a 4-time champion, not good enough to help you build that car? What do you mean you need Yuki's experience? What do you mean you need Yuki's experience? What does that mean? I'm confused. I don't get it. What does that mean? I actually don't know what that means. Don't get me wrong. Yuki does have 3 more years in the sport than Liam. 100%. I get that. But Liam's been driving the simulator for 3 years now. And what is Yuki going to do in that car that Liam can't other than the the exact same reason you put Liam in the car, which is the hope that he can drive it well. We welcome to the team and are looking forward to seeing him behind the wheel of the RB21. We have a duty of care to protect and develop Liam, and together we see that such a difficult start, it makes sense to act quickly so Liam can gain experience. This line would be absolutely fine if you didn't go out and look for an alternative instead of Liam. This line would be completely fine. But this is complete cap. When everyone is reporting that Franco Colapinto is on the cards until it wasn't, that is complete cap. As he continues his F1 career with Visa Cash App Racing Balls, an environment and a team he knows very well. Look, if they, I don't know, maybe I would be critical either way because of the situation we're in after, what, 7 seasons now, and it's my favorite driver. But I feel like all they had to do was come out and say, look, we wanted to put Liam in the car because of what he showed in his junior career, his adaptability, he had the right mentality. This has nothing to do with Liam or Yuki being worse or whatever. We just felt that Liam was the best fit for our team, right? But that didn't work out. We took a risk and it didn't work. And we're going to now commit to Yuki for the rest of the season. There's nothing here about we're going to commit to Yuki for the rest of the season. We're going to give Yuki time to develop now. Like there's no owning of the mistake. There's no, in my opinion, there's no support of Yuki. I mean, yeah, you could argue, well, if they give him a contract for the rest of the year, it's pretty obvious he's going to be there for the rest of the year. But there's nothing here to that says we're going to commit to Yuki here. So I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of this quote. And then F1's put this out. After 89 race starts of AlphaTauri Racing Balls, Yuki will finally get the call up to Red Bull. That is a cool graphic. Now, that's Photoshop, surely. Surely that's Photoshop. I'm fairly sure that's Photoshop. If not. Yeah. People get really upset when teams or F1 Photoshop people onto other people's heads. That looks like Liam's body. He looks too tall. That looks too tall to be Yuki. And Yuki put this out on Instagram. I don't know why it looks funny to me. I think it's just the pose. Ready for the challenge ahead, he says. Yeah, man. Obviously, big congrats to Yuki. We got to say it. Big congrats to Yuki. This is one of those situations, the exact same when Checo got the seat, exact same when Liam got the seat, exact same when Daniel Ricciardo got the seat over De Vries, exact same when Liam got the seat over Daniel Ricciardo. It's the exact same situation where Yuki's, what should be a proud moment for him moving up to Red Bull, is clouded by this kind of fuckery, clouded by this big media, just oh, this is not going to be good for Yuki. This is good, this is bad on Liam. Wow, they've not treated Liam nicely. Oh, now they finally get the call up. Oh, Yuki's got to, my favorite quote, dude. My favorite quote is, I don't think Liam deserves a promotion after 2 races. Literally, that's how it feels. It literally feels to be sent to fight to the death at that Red Bull seat. So we'll see how it plays out. Yeah, I also want to scroll Twitter real quick to see what stuff has come out. Yeah, it'll be cool to see Max and Yuki together. Although reports say that Max Verstappen wanted to keep Liam and is not happy that they decided to swap out Liam after only 2 races. I mean, obviously there's been rumors for a while now that Max might leave Red Bull. In the coming years, even before his contract's up. Do we think that this could be a turning point? We're at this point in the season now, where, yes, we're only 2 races in, but the car is hard to drive after a year and a half, maybe even 2 years at this point. I think it was Spain 2023. They've been having this problem with this car. So Max has been dealing with this hard to drive car for almost 2 years now. They've decided to swap drivers in and out when Max hasn't wanted to. Could this be the start of the kind of end for Max? Not to be dramatic, but, if Max is upset by this and the car's not in a good position, how's Max going to react? I'm curious to see what he has to say when we get to the Grand Prix weekend. Break says, I think they should have put Max in the VCARB and watch him finish on the podium. Facts. Christian Horner's full statement. We read that. Ready for the challenge ahead. This might be Will Buxton's greatest cook of all time. Red Bull's talk of their duty of care is laughable. You either believe in the driver you've signed and give them support, or you don't. They've played fast and loose with driver careers for decades, but this is a new low. 2 races is insane. Good luck, Yuki. You're gonna need it. Yeah. That was Mackey's quote. We saw that. Red Bull's talk. Wait, we saw that. Wait, is this yours, Good Jokes? Is this your post that you made? Good jokes. Post going wild. I don't know. I think it's weird. Yuki Loki looks good in Red Bull gear, but also like it looks odd. Liam, I don't know what it is. Liam looked good in the Red Bull suit to me, but that's also probably because he's been in it multiple times. Seeing Yuki in it is like jarring because we've seen him in white. You know what I mean? We've seen him in white for 4 years. Red Bull is the most predictable team on the grid. I'm pleased for Yuki. I'm pleased for Yuki getting the very overdue promotion of Red Bull Racing, but he should have been their first choice a long time ago rather than a backup plan of Sergio Perez and now Lawson departed. I just hope he's happy there long term. Oh my god, how did Matt and Tommy know the news were coming out? How did they know the news was coming out? What the fuck? Therefore, news this morning summed up. If you don't know, Liam and Yuki used to actually live together before Yuki moved to Italy to be close to the factory after his poor 2021 season. Yeah, what's our predictions? Where does Yuki qualify in Japan? Where did Yuki qualify in Japan? The thing that as a Liam fan, the thing that I'm concerned about is Japan is a much easier to drive track. Obviously, Australia street circuit. China just had the resurface. We've had 2 poor races now where both Liam and Max have been able to like work on the setup and work on the car. I feel I'm worried Yuki's going to get to Japan and he's going to qualify P10 and everyone's going to be like, see, he did better than Liam. But like P10 is still poor for what they should be getting in a Red Bull. But I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out and how social media reacts because there's so many different angles, right? There's Yuki. There's a world where Yuki does worse than Liam, right? There's a very low bar. There's a very high bar, low bar. There's a very low bar. And to get lower than that, it's going to be hard. But there's a world that could happen, right? Then there's the world where Yuki beats Liam by 1 to 2 places, but still goes out in Q1, right? Still finishes the race outside the points, right? And people will sit here and be like, at least he's better than Liam. At least he's better than Liam. Or we'll have, wow, they're the exact same. The problem didn't change. Or there's a world where Yuki just beats Liam, makes it through to Q2, just makes it on the edge of points. And the conversation, in my opinion, should still be, is he the right fit for the car? Whereas some people might argue, he is the right fit, give him time. But it's like, well, he didn't give Liam time. And then there's obviously the ideal world where he makes Q3s, finishes behind Max. We're not expecting him to be within 2/10 of Max, but, you know, just within that. That's the thing, though. What is our logic here, right? Because, like, when we look at Max Verstappen, we think if you can qualify within... Okay, what would you say if you qualified within a certain amount of time, that's good? Like, how many tenths to qualify within Max would you say is good for Red Bull? And outside of that is like, you're not doing great. 3. Okay, everyone's saying 3/10. So, taking that in mind, if you qualify let's say you qualify exactly 3/10 behind Max, right? You will be 30.8, so 31.2. So that would put Yuki in exactly where he finished in the VCARB, P9, exactly where he finished in the VCARB in P9. And then you look at Q2, right? 3/10 in Q2. I mean, if we get the highlights up from Australia, let's just do the math. Where am I going? F1 YouTube channel. Let's get the qualifying highlights up. What the fuck? They're live on YouTube? What the hell? Oh, it's just... Come on, guys. We're a $1 billion company. Can we learn how to not stretch our webcams? Are we for real right now? Where's qualifying highlights? Let's have a look at Q1. Q1. So Q1, 3/10 behind Max would be there, 13th. So you'd make it through to Q2. And in Q2, 3/10 behind Max would be P8. So I agree. 3/10 would be like, oh, okay. That's good. That's good. But at the same time, 3/10 is 6 to 7 positions lower. That is not enough to fight for the Constructors' Championship. And according to Red Bull's statement, we are here to go for the World Constructors' Championship. So how is swapping how is swapping Yuki in going to achieve your goal of winning the Constructors' title? I don't think that's possible. So then you got to look at it like this, right? Who is the better driver to go into 2026 with? Well, you know, some will argue Yuki Tsunoda because Liam didn't do a good job in the Red Bull. But if that was always the case, then why didn't they put Yuki in the first place? It's just crazy to me. It's crazy. It just feels like a big contradiction. I feel for Liam, man. You know, I know Liam's getting hate because he pulled the finger at Checo in Mexico and you know, he came into the sport too cocky, you know, he's arrogant. Yeah. Saying I want to win. And like, you know, Yuki said the exact same quotes. I will do great in the Red Bull. I'm ready to fight that monster Max Verstappen. All this stuff. You're going to back yourself. Of course you are. But people just spin it because they're a fan of Checo, because they're a fan of Yuki, because they're a fan of Daniel. They're going to spin it and be like, you're confident, you're cocky. Shut up. So, anyways, regardless of what you think of Liam, okay, at the end of the day, you have to feel for Liam here, right? We had the exact same situation with Checo. We have the exact same situation with Daniel, and we've got the exact same situation. We had the exact same situation with De Vries. 3 drivers later, we've got the exact same situation with Liam. Liam has found out he's being dropped from social media, right? Found out that he's being dropped from social media, and then he gets told, oh, by the way, we're looking for another driver. Oh, we couldn't get him. Here's the seat. You have to feel for him, man. Like, think, your dream. He sat on the sidelines for 3 years. For 3 years, he sat on the sideline watching other people live his dream, right? Again, regardless of what you think of Liam, right? Look at it from a human standpoint. Him and Yuki came up the ranks together. They lived together. They came up the ranks. Yuki got the opportunity to make it into F2 first, and then got fast-tracked to F1, which in turn left Liam having to sit on the sidelines for 3 years. Imagine that. Imagine your dream is to be in Formula 1, and probably your closest friend in the sport gets the opportunity 3 years before you, and you sit on the sidelines for 3 years. That is so tough to have to handle. Like, I still remember in Austria, speaking to Liam, this was a few races before he got brought up in replace of Daniel Ricciardo. I remember speaking to Liam, and he was so deflated. It was just like, man, it's tough. Like, I just hopped off a flight at 2 a.m. in the simulator. Now I'm here at the track to do media, and all I do is sit here and watch other people live my dream, and it's so tough. Then you get last minute, you get, all right, all the pressure's on here. You need to deliver this weekend. Daniel Ricciardo's out of the car. You need to deliver. If you don't deliver, his opportunity at Formula 1 could be off. So no preparation, no practice, hops in the car in Zandvoort and does a really good job. His stint in VCARB was really good. Proved himself that he deserves to be in Formula 1. Doesn't get the seat. Daniel Ricciardo gets it. Okay. Daniel Ricciardo gets the seat. He's back on the sideline. Halfway through the year, gets the call up again, halfway through the season, to prove himself. And did a decent job, you know what I mean, to come in halfway through the season. It wasn't as good as his first stint, I'd say, but it was still a good job. You know, people argue 7-0 against Yuki, but if you look at the timings, they were much closer than that. Liam was a lot better in race head-to-head, right? What was I saying? Okay, so then he gets thrown into the deep end at Red Bull, right? For some reason, you then have all the Checo fans, all the Daniel fans, all the Yuki Tsunoda fans absolutely spewing shit online, spewing hate, spewing memes, spewing even false information online. Everyone is hating you. Everywhere you go, Liam hate on TikTok, Liam hate in his comments. Even me just saying anything about Liam, I get hate. Even this person in chat, where are they? You're so biased, it's insane. Why? Because I like a driver that you don't like for no reason at all. Like, okay, cool. Even I get hate for liking him. So imagine how much hate he's getting, right? And then after two races in difficult conditions, you get dropped. And you're not told that you're getting dropped. And the only information you know is that you might not even be in Formula One because they're trying to sign Franco Colapinto. It is crazy that after three other drivers, the same thing happened with De Vries, got dropped mid-season, wasn't told, didn't even get a thank you, didn't even get a goodbye, just dropped. Daniel Ricciardo wasn't told, was dropped. Got a thank you. I think, did he get a thank you from the VCARB? I can't remember now. Got dropped. Checo, again, dropped postseason. Didn't even get the opportunity to look for another seat. Didn't even get the opportunity to go look for another seat. And now here we are, Liam. The exact same situation. And it's like, how can you not feel from a human level? I don't care if you think Yuki deserved the seat, because he did deserve the seat. Of course, no one's fucking denying that. But I cannot believe people are like, karma, this is what you get for taking Daniel's seat. This is what you get for taking Yuki's seat. This is what you get for taking Checo's seat. Are you dumb? Do you think Liam had the choice? Do you think Liam chose to hop in that seat? No. How is it karma to Liam? How is it karma to Liam? Oh, but Liam said he wanted that seat. Yeah, so did Yuki, and I can't, man. I gotta lose my mind. I gotta lose my mind. I just hope the Liam hate stops. Obviously, people are still gonna dislike him because apparently saying I want to be on the F1 grid and not letting Alonso bully you on track is a bad thing. Literally, people go, I don't want to make friends. Yeah, he was referring to literally Fernando Alonso racing him. Liam raced him. Alonso went and had a cry in the media, and Liam responded saying, I'm not here to make friends. And people are literally like, he's so arrogant. He should have respect for Fernando Alonso. Alonso's having a cry because he got outraced by a rookie. What? Are we serious right now? I can't. Honestly, this season, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like Drive to, I don't like saying like Drive to Survive fans, because I came from Drive to Survive, right? But I don't know if it's like the recent seasons of Drive to Survive. I don't know if it's F175. I don't know if it's like casual fans who haven't watched since 2021. I don't know if it's just the current social media space, but I feel like we're back to the 2021 season again, where like, does anyone actually watch the sport, or do we just read articles from fucking Formula Fakers 69 and Grid Jokes 81 on Instagram and be like, yeah, must be true. I can't, man. I actually can't. It blows my mind. Even journalism. This wasn't even confirmed, and every nan and their dog was reporting it. And it's like, where does this information come from? Like, what? Where is it coming from? It has to be someone into it. Like, you're telling me, right? Christian Horner, Helmut Marko, and a couple other people had a big meeting in Dubai. And then within hours of that finishing, it's leaked. Is it the staff? Is it Christian? Can't be fucking Christian. Is it Helmut? Honestly, it's crazy. It's crazy. Anyways, I don't know what more to say. I could say I'm happy for Yuki, and people will say, oh, you just changed your opinion because he's in the Red Bull now. I will say I feel sorry for Liam. Oh, you just changed. You're just how can you? You're biased. I could speak negatively about Liam. Oh, you've changed your tune because fuck off. I can't. We're watching the sport and we see that Liam is ass. You're not watching the sport if you think Liam's ass. Hello? Do you think Checo was ass? Do you think Gasly's ass? Do you think Albon's ass? Do you think, how can you sit here and say Liam is ass? If you think, okay, do you think, for the people who think Liam's ass and shit, do you think Checo, Albon, and Gasly are bad? Genuine question. Who asked that in chat? Who said that? Where is it? I'm finding you. Where's it gone? I've lost it. Here, Flinty. Let's have a look. For the people that say he's ass, how can you look at Gasly and go, he's ass? when he went back to AlphaTauri and cooked, one of the best drivers on the grid in 2021 and 2022. How can you say Albon's ass when he's absolutely cooking the Williams at the moment? How can you say Checo's ass when clearly he was doing a much better job than Liam in that car, and he came off with one of the best seasons of Formula One? And now Liam has an amazing junior career, hops in the VCARB, almost in his third race, eliminates both Red Bulls from the... Literally, Liam eliminated both Red Bulls from a race. And now we're sitting here going, he's ass, man. I can't. It has to be rage bait. It has to be rage bait. Calm down. It's just words on your screen. Calm down. One race doesn't make a career. Hello? One race doesn't make a career. Amazing junior career. Bro didn't watch his junior career. Are you serious? I can't. I actually might end the stream. I'm actually gonna lose my mind. This has to be rage bait. I can't. It's wild to me. It is wild to me. Waldo's hopped on 2 different accounts now. Can you believe that? Waldo's hopped on 2 different accounts. I feel sorry for you. You feel sorry for me? No, I feel sorry for Liam. Stop getting rage bait. It's too easy. The Friday fan, I got the thickest skin possible. No offense, Ponden, but your views on Liam are a bit delusional. But I say that with all due respect. I disagree. There's obviously times when I think I am biased and or clearly that's the thing. People don't think I'm joking 90% of the time when Liam goes for an overtake from P20 to P90. Do you think I'm genuinely guessing that up? Of course not. I'm literally joking. And people would say that, man, you're so biased. And like even today's stream, I'm clearly over exaggerating to make it insane. I'm not gonna sit here and just be boring when my drive has just been dropped from the team that he dreamed of being. Of course not. But then when we're having an actual conversation, such as Liam had a good junior career, and people go, no, he didn't. Liam is a good driver. No, he's not. How is that me being biased? What? I can't believe it. Numbers don't lie. Do you think Yuki would do better than Liam in that car? I mean, that's the thing. I think the bar that Liam has set is obviously very low given the circumstance. There is even a world where Yuki does worse because I don't think Liam really spun or crashed that much. And obviously, if we look at Yuki's 2021 season, his first season in the sport, that was rough. But I think Yuki will come in, I think, with the experience that he has, and I think he'll be better than Liam. The question is, how much better? Will it be a couple positions down in Q1? Will it be Q2? Will it be Q3? Yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see. But man, again, I would be so happy if Red Bull find the problem, but at the same time, like, it's a lose-lose for Red Bull at the end of the day, right? If Yuki is if Yuki is the fix, they spent 2 seasons, or well, 2024, and then obviously putting Liam in the car at the start of 2025, and Yuki was the solution all along. It's going to be like a little lose for Red Bull because it's like, well, you should have put him in earlier. And if he does bad, then it's like, well, cool. You just put another driver in that doesn't suit the car. Now what? Generally though, Liam, people being stupid about Liam aside, people thinking that Yuki's just going to completely solve Red Bull aside, right? Hypothetically, which will probably end up being the case, but hypothetically, Yuki hops in the car and doesn't deliver, right? What do we do then? What happens then? Because that's why I'm curious to see what the fan base reacts. Is if Liam does bad, if Yuki does bad, is everyone going to start hating on Yuki? Are we going to go from hating on Gasly to Albon to Perez to Liam to hating on Yuki? Or is Yuki going to be the driver that's like, no, guys, no, it's the car? And if it is the car, how are the fans going to react? Are they going to ask for Yuki to be dropped? Or are they going to ask the car to be changed? That's what's going to be the curious thing. Because right now, it feels like 99% of the F1 world want Yuki in that seat. So when they get what they want and it doesn't work, who are they going to blame? Because will they be able to blame the driver that they've gassed up for 2 years to get that seat? Will they blame the car? But if they blame the car, then you're just contradicting all the hate you gave Liam. It's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be interesting. Admitting that the car was the problem wasn't on my bucket list. You had weight advantages to get his Red Bull seat. Yuki had weight advantages? Wait, did I read that correct? Yuki had to wait. Yuki had to wait ages. I read that as weight advantages. I was like, I mean, I know he's short, but I don't think that made a difference in the Red Bull seat. Yuki had to wait ages to get the Red Bull seat. Yuki was beating Lawson, and Lawson got a Red Bull seat with half a season. You know where I think Yuki has the advantage? He's more experienced and can work with the side of his garage without Max's side help to get positions. Liam still needs time to improve. Yeah, that's fair. Obviously, Liam didn't have enough time in Formula 1 to fully understand how a Formula 1 car works. My only argument to that would be Liam spent so much time in the sim, so much time in the garage, I've always obviously joked on stream, or not joked, I am being serious, on stream about how Liam is a rookie. You know what I mean? Technically, he's a rookie. He's in his rookie season. But at the same time, compared to other rookies who go straight from F2 up to F1, Liam had all that time in the garage. He knows how Formula 1 works. He knows how to approach the team. He knew the team members. He knew the sim like the back of his ball sack. So I'd argue, unlike other rookies, he did have more experience. So that's why I'm surprised he didn't do well. But yeah. Yuri Vips could have prevented all of this. The thing is, though, was Yuri Vips, ignoring that situation, would have Yuri Vips been the solution? I mean, we'll never know. But the fact that as soon as he lost, it's a hard situation to look at, but when you look at Yuri Vips, after he lost that seat, after he lost that Red Bull contract and lost all his sponsors, he sucked. And was that a showing of when the pressure's high, he can't handle it? When his ball's against the wall, he can't handle it? Or if he was just given the opportunity in Red Bull, would he been fine? Bring in Stroll, he's beating washed Alonso. Yep. I don't care about Yuki, I care about Mr. I feel no sympathy getting sacked. We run one RB driver and pray to the gods. Helmut Marko will take the seat since he's got a lot to say about everyone on the grid. Facts. Yuki just needs to be in the points right now. Yuki performance will tell us if he's good in multiple cars. If Liam does well at racing balls, it meant the call up was too early or the car doesn't suit him. If he does bad, there's he's fucked. Well, that's the thing. I don't see this happening. I don't see this happening, but there's a world Liam goes back to VCARB and he's just completely mentally fucked and he just can't now readapt to the VCARB. But that racing balls looks so fucking planted. If Liam doesn't, put it this way, if Liam doesn't do good in racing balls, there's no excuse. That is, I think, the most planted car on the grid at the moment. The easiest to drive car. Obviously, every F1 car is hard to drive, but is the easiest car to drive on the grid. And if Liam can't go back to racing balls and adapt quickly and be up to speed, beating the Hadja rookie, the rookie Hadja, then yeah, it will be over for Liam, I think. The car, Max could have bust on the podium. Qualifying last is never, ever acceptable. Find the kid who runs the most front wing on iRacing and put him in. Didn't Max say the balance of the car is fine now? And the issue is the lack of pace. I'm not sure. It's been all over the place. There was also in Australia. What I found weird was, oh, you're making excuses for Liam again. No, I'm fucking discussing the situation. In Australia, Liam didn't have all the parts. They brought 15 upgrades to Australia, and I'm fairly sure 90% of them Liam didn't get. They were just on Max's car. China, I'm not too sure what they ran, but at the same time, they were changing setups throughout the weekend. it's so weird. Again, 2 races. Liam was the guinea pig in Australia. I really hope that all this testing that both drivers have done with different parts and different setups helps the team. But at the same time, it's crazy how much work they've been putting in these 2 races, and then you read a quote like this that says, "We're here to regain the world constructors title," and it's like, but how? I mean, it's a long season, and you could just be throwing away the first 2 races to kind of get up to speed. But yeah, I missed a lot of alerts because I've not had alerts on. Let me fucking unmute those real quick. All right, let me replay these alerts. I completely forgot I had them muted, to be honest. Down out.
07070707.
Oh my god. Spider, thank you for the 48-month resub with tier 1. What's that? Is that 4 years? Holy Spider, thank you for supporting the stream, dude. I can't believe stopping guy, man. I can't believe stopping guy. Spider, thank you so much for the 48-month resub, man. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. Gloppin, thank you for the 19-month resub with tier 1. Irish Biracan, thank you for the 2 months. Aspect, thank you for the 37 months. Rick Piera, thank you for subbing to the stream for the first time with Prime. Really do appreciate it. All these alerts will play once Gloppin shit messages done. Also, Bluey, thank you for the offline sub. 46 months. Thank you, dude. Thank you. Okay, what follows did I miss? Fleur, Ferrari Sue, Mississippi Pissy, Nathaniel, It's Oya, Omar, Farzin, Cucumber Carlos, and Monkey. Thank you guys for the follows. Shut up! Shut up! How do I skip this one? Shut up. It was time. Simulators don't equal real life. I know that. I know. Oh, I'm like, Good Jokes is trying at this point. He's mad that Checo got dropped. Shouldn't an F1 driver be mentally strong? I agree. Who was that? Irish Bearcan, thank you. Liam's career is already over. Danny Rick will get the seat because Hadja will beat him.
Who are you talking to?
David the Dodo, who that was. Do you think Lawson will ever get a chance at Red Bull? Did Gasly? No.
0707.
Did Albon? No. It took Yuki 4 years. I don't think Liam ever gets to go at the Red Bull again. Like, maybe. I mean, look. If they're staying truthful to their post, we want to give Liam more experience in the car, blah, 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 blah. There's a world. Liam goes back to VCARB for 2 years, cooks, and then gets, who knows what happens to Max? What happens, if, let's say Max moves teams, or when he leaves in 2028, maybe Liam gets the call up again. But it's not looking good right now. It's not looking good. I think if Yuki doesn't do well, next person to RB will either be Colapinto or Sainz. What, to Red Bull? To Red Bull. I don't think they're going to buy out a multi-tens of million dollar contract for Carlos Sainz, because they would have done that in the first place. And even Carlos Sainz right now is showing, maybe this is a hot take, I don't think Carlos Sainz is the solution for Red Bull. I think Carlos Sainz at Ferrari was a good driver, but he wasn't amazing. He's not George Russell level. He's not Charles Leclerc level. He's not Lando Norris level. He's not Oscar Piastri level. He's not Max Verstappen level. He's not Lewis Hamilton level. He's not Fernando Alonso level. So I don't know how Sainz could go to Red Bull and with that difficult to drive car be on the same level as those guys. I don't know if Carlos Sainz would be the solution. But then again, what is the solution? If Max is the only driver that can drive the car, if Max, Fernando Alonso, and let's say Charles Leclerc, the only 3 drivers who can drive that Red Bull car, no one's a good option. So at that point, it's the car. But we'll have to wait. And see. Sainz will be getting destroyed like in 2022. Definitely not a hot take. Very valid. Liam Lawson's driving like Carlos Sainz in nature. Now they'll have Danny Rick as a reserve, as backup. What are the odds now? Okay, what are the odds? Hypothetically, Yuki Tsunoda does bad in the Red Bull, like Liam, on the same level as Liam. What are the odds Daniel Ricciardo comes back? I know some people crash out when they hear Daniel Ricciardo's name. He's washed, he's so shit. He was never good. It's the same situation with Liam. It's the same situation with Checo. It's the same situation with Gasly. It's the same situation with Albon. As soon as you have one bad season in a car that you can't drive, everyone forgets about everything good that you did. Daniel was amazing at Red Bull. Daniel was amazing at Renault. He then went to McLaren. This is my concern, right? This is my concern. Daniel was amazing at Red Bull and Renault with the Renault engine. He went to McLaren, a pointy car with a Mercedes engine, and he was really bad. And he had a lot of time to adapt, and he was really weak. He was very, very weak. So my question is, how can he go back to Red Bull with a pointy car? Yeah, it's a Honda engine, but it's not the Renault engine that he loved.
Hey, the neighbor here. You're being way too fucking loud about Liam Lawson.
Be quiet.
Nobody cares, lil bro. He deserved this treatment. Go get a real job so you don't bother my peace again in my apartment, buddy.
Thank you for the dono, Subada. Edge has more chance than Ricciardo. You reckon of getting that seat? Well, okay. Wait. What was the odds you guys said? What was the odds you guys said? 10%, no chance, low, 7 out of 10 odds, 4%. Wait, 7 to 10 odds. What does that mean? I don't really understand betting odds. Do you mean 70% chance? Okay, question then. What are the chances Yuki does bad, Hadja gets the call up? Do you think there's a world they just go, fuck it, let's just try Hadja? I feel like there is zero chance. I feel like I want someone to clip this right now, because I want to come back to this in like 5 races time when this happens, because it will probably happen. I think there should be zero chance they call up Hadja this year. If they call up Hadja after his, I will say, put it this way, Hadja's junior career was nowhere near as good as Yuki or Liam's. So already then I feel like he's shown less talent than them too. Yeah, he's coming to the VCARB and he's doing really good so far. But them putting Hadja in the car after dropping Liam for saying he doesn't have experience, it just wouldn't make sense. It just wouldn't make sense. If they do that, they've totally lost it. They've totally lost it. If I were Hadja and Danny Rick, I'd block the fuck out of Marco's number. If you're Danny Rick, you are not blocking Marco's number. Although, I don't think Daniel would come back. Okay, if Red Bull, what do you guys think? If Red Bull came to Daniel right now and said, hey, look, if Yuki doesn't work by the summer break, we want to put you in that car. Start training again. Come to our sim. Start coming up to speed. Give yourself 5 months to kind of get ready. If Yuki does well, we're going to keep him. If he doesn't, you get that seat. What do you think Daniel says? I think Daniel should say yes, but what do you think Daniel actually says? Because right now he seems clocked out of the sport. But then again, if he had the dream of being able to come back to Red Bull, even if he sucked, I think the dream to just close out the career and be like, okay, I'm washed. The Red Bull wouldn't have saved me. Well, but this is the thing though. I don't think if Daniel went to Red Bull and did bad, I don't think that would be a reflection of Daniel either. It would probably show that that like no one can drive that Red Bull other than Max. But I wouldn't sit here and be like, yeah, Daniel's washed. He was finished. The Red Bull arc was never gonna be good. I don't think Danny Rick was ever coming back. Daniel would only come back with a 2026 clause. This bro is obviously a Lawson fanboy. Don't know what he is talking about. McLaren pointy. Sainz worse than Russell. Tsunoda absolutely deserves the Red Bull seat easy. When did I say he didn't deserve the Red Bull seat? In what world is the McLaren not pointy? And why am I a Liam fan for saying Sainz is worse than Russell?
Yodauchk.
Bodhi, thank you for the $10 dono, dude. I appreciate it. I was expecting a longer TTS of that. Appreciate it, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. After all the other fucking TTSs I've had today, I was expecting a way longer one. But thank you, dude. It was understery for Daniel. The McLaren's understery. What reserve drivers are there that could be a could be an RBC if Yuki doesn't work? Bottas? I keep seeing Bottas's name being thrown around. Bottas, in my opinion, was worse than Checo. Him and Checo were both 1 to 2 seconds. Were both 1 seconds off of qualifying to Max and Lewis in 2021. They were finishing 40 plus seconds behind Lewis and Max in the race. In what world would Bottas be good at Red Bull? Why? Because he would just drive the car around at slow speed and not crash. Sup, Mashty, we're on the stream. Bottas beat Checo in 2021. No shot, Bottas was worse than Perez. They'll keep Yuki in the car because his car development is not bad. Look at what he's done with Daniel with Racing Bulls. Streets won't forget Mercedes Bottas in round 1 every season. the good old. I'm fighting for the title this year, guys. It's curious that most of the drivers who have shone the most at it's curious that the drivers who have shone the most at Red Bull have been drivers outside the Red Bull Academy. Max, Checo, Vettel, and Webber. Only Ricciardo from the... Wait. I want you to retype that message. Max was from the Red Bull Academy. Vettel was at Toro Rosso. Webber, I don't know. What have I just read? Is it possible Liam will struggle in the VCARB? I think the only way Liam struggles in the VCARB is if he's just mentally fucked now. If he's just like sleepless nights, no confidence, lost faith in himself, lost faith in the team. I think that's the only way he doesn't do good in the VCARB, because that VCARB is easy to drive. Let's be real. And he's been a VCARB before and he's done well.
Hey,
if he does bad,
social manager here.
Oh
I've been getting notes about you complaining and taking shots at Red Bull about Liam. FYI,
about
we sent you an
Liam.
email with an appointment to discuss your near
Be
future
quiet,
as
be
a Red
quiet.
Bull creator. P.S. Where is your Red Bull shirt?
Liam won't struggle in the VCARB because it's just a neutral balance. Well, that's what I hope. But remember, guys, Liam sucks. Liam sucks. So he probably will go to VCARB and do bad, right? But super David Delano. Valtteri has spent a lot of his career as number 2 driver. Moving to RB certainly won't help that. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Like, we discussed this before. Yuki Tsunoda... Why am I still on this page, by the way? What the fuck? Yuki Tsunoda... We were discussing, where does Yuki Tsunoda need to be good to be considered good at Red Bull? And it's 3/10. But it was rare that Perez was achieving 3/10. And I feel like even if Bottas or whoever went to Red Bull and was that far off Max, they'd still get criticized. So put him in a midfield car and he'll be comfortable. He needs to make Q3 and finish in the points. There's no way Lawson tanks at VCARB. My grandmother could drive that car. It's insane. Yeah, that's what I mean. There's no way we can. I've barely read YouTube chat. I apologize, YouTube gang. I mean, to be fair, I've not been reading messages in general other than the absolutely shockingly, terrible messages that have absolutely hurt my brain. The RB21 is uncomfortable even for Max. Yeah. All right, let's have a scroll. What else is happening on the feed? How many posts has this got? 36k likes. The F1 Fantasy game is currently unavailable. That's all I care about. Is how is F1 Fantasy going to look? How's my F1 Fantasy team going to look? Max Verstappen has liked this post by Guido van der Gaard regarding the Liam Lawson. Guido van der Gaard says, I'm getting a bit tired of all the comments that F1 is the toughest sport in terms of performances, and when you underdeliver, you've got to face the consequences. Yes, you got to perform. Yes, the pressure is insane, but in my opinion, this comes closer to bullying or a panic move than actual high athlete achievements. They made a decision, fully aware, gave Liam 2 races, only crushes spirit. Don't forget the dedication, hard work, and success Liam has put into his career so far to achieve the level where he is now. I remember my own blood, sweat, and tears, and and that was to reach F1, let alone driving for an absolute top team. Yes, he underperformed the first 2 races, but if anyone's aware of that, it's himself. Perhaps he suggested that this himself, but if not, I wish Liam all the strength and courage to get to the grid in Japan. Trust yourself, get your head up, prove them wrong. And Max Verstappen like that. There is definitely something behind the scenes brewing, and that I think Max is not happy with from all these reports coming out. I mean, assuming that's real. Assuming that's real. Wait, let's go do our own fact check on this just to be sure. Oh, that's nice. Liam's girlfriend just put this out on Insta. That's fucking tough, bro. That's tough. What's his name? Gavan de God. Public figure, former F1 driver who combines the best of both worlds. Yeah, it is. Max is like that. Max wouldn't like that unless he truly believed it. Interesting. I think Max is unhappy with Red Bull overall. He already seemed unhappy about how Perez was treated, so it can't be much better. At least we get some pity love tonight. Okay. Hating on drivers is not cool. Next weekend's media day is going to be hella spicy. Oh, yeah. Oh, dude. Next qualifying session. Oh, man. Everyone's either going to be absolutely euphoric for Yuki, or it's going to be an absolute bloodbath. But the thing is, the current way Formula One is, the current way social media is, I can't see everyone just going from hating on Liam to hating on Yuki. Well, to be fair, there's probably people neutral. There's probably non-Yuki fans who are neutral, who are just like, I'm just going to hate on every driver that does bad at Red Bull. So it probably will happen. But the hate is nowhere near going to be the same level as Liam, because Yuki's been in the sport longer. Yuki's got more fans. Yuki's a much more loved driver. And Yuki has obviously done as much. It's crazy to think. How Yuki has turned his reputation around since 2021. You know, to think everyone was ranking Yuki the second worst driver that season. You know, everyone was criticizing him for, you know, being rushed to Formula One, not having the right mindset, and he's turned that around majorly. And yeah, I'm excited to see how Yuki does in Red Bull. I'm just scared that it's just gonna be the same situation all over again. Yeah. Yuki's always been speed though. He was just hot-headed. Yeah, that's true. Yuki was always quick. I can't remember. I actually can't remember. Ignoring the races where Yuki crashed, because that was his problem in 2021. He just kept crashing, kept making mistakes. Ignoring that, how close was he to Gasly? Because you might be right. Maybe he was actually like quick, but just kept making mistakes. Races. I mean, obviously he cooked in his debut in Bahrain. Let's just pick some outliers. Should I just pick like 5 random races? Let's go Bahrain. Let's go Monaco quali. I think France he crashed. Britain. Belgium. Brazil. Where the fuck is Gasly? Gasly DNF. Well, that was a great one to pick. Let's look at quali. Oh, this is Bahrain. In his debut, he was 7/10 off his teammate, but again, it's his debut, but he still scored points in his debut, so that's elite. Monaco. Fuck that. I was gonna qualifying. Gasly P6, 110.9. Tsunoda, 112.0. So he's, to be fair, 5/10 off his teammate, but his teammate made P6 and Yuki went up P16. He beat him in the British Grand Prix, but where's quali? I was a fucking sprint weekend. Are you kidding me, bro? Like 4/10 off. Yeah, I mean, you can see how kind of weak that first season was for Yuki. I mean, we're just literally looking at fucking outliers. We're looking at random stats here. Q1. I mean, again, out in Q1, Gasly made it through to Q2. At Q3, he was 2 seconds slower. Gasly, 2021 Gasly was built different. Anyways, my point is, which I was correct in saying, like, Yuki had a very tough 2021 season. It's crazy how that's like all been forgotten now, basically. Which is right, which is good. I think you should never hold someone to their past if they've improved. But I think a lot of people overlooked the 2021 season for Yuki when they made the decision about Liam hopping in this Red Bull. Whoa. Race 13-3, qualifying 21-1. Yeah. It was the haircut, man. What's that? Laps in the top 10, 800, 400. So I got a 4th place. What race did he get 4th? Oh, was that Abu Dhabi 21? Wait, was it 21? He almost got a fucking podium? That was funny, man. That was funny. You don't see the hype in Yuki. Just jumped in to say tough news to hear so early in the season. Yup. It's Liam's turn to turn around now. Exactly. And I believe in Liam. I mean, I obviously believed in him at Red Bull, so, you know, maybe I'm less confident in him now because of that Red Bull stint. But, yeah, I'm confident Liam can go back to VCARB. I'm confident he can do well. Hadja looks good, so he's got a bit of a challenge on his hands, but he's got a very good car. And yeah, I hope Liam can turn it around. My worry is just like, how do I explain this? Like, Hadja is a rookie, and he's a pretty loved rookie right now with all the media push that he's had around him at the start of the season. Meanwhile, Liam's the most hated driver probably on the grid at the moment. So Liam could beat Hadja 3 races, but then the 4th race, he loses out. And then it would be, oh, Liam sucks, Hadja's better. You know what I mean? It's like, even if he does good, the outliers or whatever for Hadja will, you know, even if they match, it will be like, oh, well, Liam's not doing good enough. So it's gonna be a tough task regardless, I think, for Liam. What if Liam gets beaten by Hadja? Well, I said that VCARB is really easy to drive from the seams of it. It's in a really good, it looks like a very nice, very quick car as well. And Liam's been at VCARB before. So if he goes to VCARB and he gets outperformed by Hadja, then yeah, obviously, he's not as good as we thought, but we'll have to wait and see. I think it's hate for myself as a Red Bull fan. Being more than 5 tenths off max is not good enough. I mean, I don't think anyone disagrees that being 5 tenths off max isn't good enough. But Checo was 5 tenths off. Gasly was 5 tenths off. Albon was 5 tenths off. It's at what point do you draw the line and be like, all right, we just need to commit to this driver now because it's clearly the car. And they're going to have to do that for Yuki. Otherwise, I don't know what the options are. What's VCARB? That's Racing Bulls, the second Red Bull set. Did I look through everything? I did, right? I did. How's this post doing for Yuki right now? 233k. Nice. Break the curse. The curse shall be lifted. I have faith. Yeah, good to see the love for Yuki. Obviously not good. Okay, can we talk about this though? All these fucking rumors and shit going about, and Yuki posts a random bald guy from the team with a beard, and this is someone I should know, with his glasses on. China, where my sunglasses were hit. Posted a clip of him and Hadja taking the piss. Food, of course. Yuki and his food. Media stuff. Hadja and glasses. Some random ass vid. Shanghai. That should have been the front cover. Why was it that? The front cover. Forever this random guy that isn't Yuki. I shouldn't say random because obviously part of the team, but this guy will be on his fucking page. Oh, man. Gotta respect the Bunnings hat, man. Gotta respect the Bunnings hat. Tone Leaf, thank you for the follow. Max wants to have terrible drivers in the second seat so the team is more reliant on him so he and Yosh can take over. Is that true, though? Is that true? Max has just said he wants Liam in the car. Max has said he wanted Checo in the car. Like, are you saying that's because they were bad that he wants them in the seat? Or is it because he doesn't feel like doing the same thing over and over again? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again. And that's what it feels like Red Bull's doing. I do feel a bit bad for Hadja. He seemed to really appreciate Yuki as a teammate. Yeah, 100%, 100%. I'm sure Liam and Hadja will get along, though. They're very similar age. I don't think they really... I don't think Hadja and Liam ever really like raced together as juniors. But obviously, Liam's been on the sidelines now for a while. They fucking know each other. They're chilling. They're chilling. But I think it will get a little, not spicy between Liam and Hadja. I think it will be like Hadja came into the seat at VCARB of like, okay, Yuki is better. I just need to do well and just prove myself to make sure I'm on the grid next year, right? Alongside Arvid Lindblad or whoever the fuck, right? Now the conversation is I need to do better than Liam to prove I deserve the seat over him next year alongside Arvid. So I think it will get a little spicy between them two. I'm a founder now. Huge. What's up, Addy? Yeah. I did a clear out of the founders, so you got moved up. Not the definition, but nice try on the quote, though. What do you mean? That's the quote. That's literally the quote, man. That's the quote. Thoughts on, yeah, surely they build a super pointy car for Max. They have one driver scoring points with very little chance of drivers' championship. If they build a car for two people to get more team points, they have a chance of constructors or find someone who likes a pointy car. But the thing is, though, most people like a pointy car. We have to listen. I think we have to listen to this amazing podcast clip. Albon, what is it? Albon podcast Max Verstappen. We have to listen to this. Anyone who hasn't watched this yet, buckle up. This, I can guarantee you, this will be one of those situations. Words will come out of the driver's mouth. Wait, this is the thing, though. Max has said it. Perez said it. Albon said it. The team say it. People still won't believe it. But this is amazing. When Albon's... I love Albon. He can be... And this is why I love Albon and Russell. They can both be very serious, but they can also be very chill at the same time. And this is where Albon...
What it is like to be...
Yeah.
You might be a couple tenths behind one session. Just try a little bit more. Okay, I've gone off. I've had a crash. So then you've got to restart. Then you've lost a little bit of confidence. It takes a little bit more time. That gap's growing a little bit. And then the next time you try and go out and, do another job, another spin or another whatever. And it just starts to snowball. And every time the car becomes sharper and sharper, you start to become more tense. And I think it's like any sport. If you start to not...
Honestly, this is such an amazing explanation from Albon. Yeah, I feel like that analogy of high sensitivity on a video game, for anyone who's played any first-person shooter, whether it's on controller or mouse, you know what the sensitivity is, right? The higher sensitivity is, the quicker you are, right? So in Counter-Strike, simple is arguably, or probably not even arguably, the GOAT of Counter-Strike, right? And he plays on a pretty high sensitivity. The way he plays is so quick. But the thing is, most people don't play on high sensitivity because to get into that window of being able to flick everywhere and be accurate on a high sensitivity is so hard. So people tend to play on a lower sensitivity so they're more consistent, but obviously they can't be as quick. And I played Counter-Strike competitively for years, and I know exactly what that feeling is of like, okay, the faster your aim is, the better you're going to be, but the less consistent you're going to be. And that's how Max Verstappen is in a Formula 1 car. The pointier the car gets, the quicker it is. But it's so hard to get in that window. And Alex Albon is hopping in this car and he has to try find that window, but I've crashed, so he goes back, and then he has to build up his confidence, and then he goes back, and it's like the window's here, and you just keep like, oh, I'm getting closer, oh, I've crashed, I'm getting close, I've crashed, I've got no confidence. But no one's going to be able to get into that window as perfect as Max is, and it's just so hard. And we saw it with Liam in those first 2 races where like you'll see him come down a corner and you'll just see he just coasts through it because he's got no confidence to attack it properly. And like then you saw it with Checo where he tries too hard to get into that window, and sometimes he gets in that window and it's nice. But over the course of a lap, you can't get in that window every single corner, every single lap. So my question is, let's imagine the Red Bull is the equivalent of playing Call of Duty or Counter-Strike on max sensitivity, right? There's drivers out there like Max Verstappen or in Counter-Strike players like Simple who can play on high sensitivity, right? Who on the F1 grid will be capable of hopping in that Red Bull and almost instantly being able to be in that window? Secondly, if you can't get a driver who can drive in that window, how long do you give a driver to get up to speed? Because if I look at it from Counter-Strike terms, right? You take a player who's played on the same sensitivity for years and years and years and years and go, hey, we want you to hop in this car and we want you to be in this window, essentially adapting your driving style with so much confidence. It's not just adapting, you're adapting to get with so much confidence to get in this window. Who can do it? How long are you going to give them? In Counter-Strike terms, that could be months. That could be even years, right? Like you're rebuilding your muscle memory. You're building up all that confidence yourself. That could take ages. It's not like a simple 2-week fix. It's not a simple two race fix. So how long, if Red Bull can't find a driver to get in that window, how long are they going to give a driver to be able to build on up? Because I feel like Checo was building on up, and then he got to the point where I think he was trying too hard to push for the championship that he just kept falling out of that window. Albon, I don't think was good enough to get in that window, nor was he given enough time. I don't think Gasly was good enough either, but wasn't given enough time. I think Liam and Gasly are on the same kind of level of like, they could get near that window. They'll never be on the same level as Max, but they could get near that window, but they just weren't given enough time. I don't think Albon likes that kind of style, and I don't think Albon liked that kind of style. I don't think he was ever going to suit the Red Bull personally. I think Checo could have been in that window if he just stopped worrying about the championship. So yeah, Yuki, will he be able to hop in that car in the first, few races and instantly be within the window? I don't know. I don't think so. But how much time are Red Bull going to give him to adapt? Because he's had 4 years in that VCARB. He's got enough F1 experience now. How much time are they going to give him? The thing that everyone is forgetting is that Max has done this from day dot in his racing career. Exactly. Not only has he been doing it from day dot, he's been in this team for however many years now. It's just so hard. So hard. Once you get used to a high sense, it feels slow after a while because you're used to that. Exactly. So Max just wants to keep going even pointier and even pointier and even pointier. We need to apologize to Sergio Cat Perez. Well, the thing is, if you were dumb enough to sit there on social media behind your computer screen and go, Sergio Perez sucks, Sergio Perez sucks, you clearly weren't watching the sport before 2021, because Checo was an amazing driver. He was, in my opinion, the third best driver in 2020 in that racing point. And you don't just hop in a car overnight and forget how to drive. And I think, but the thing is, obviously, I did want Checo to be replaced. I think 4 years in that car was enough time to prove, okay, you're not going to adapt enough. You're not going to get into that window enough. You've had 4 years. You've lost your confidence. You keep crashing now. Let's try something new. I think Red Bull was completely fine to drop Checo and try something new. The problem was everything that they did with Nick De Vries, with Daniel Ricciardo, with Liam Lawson, with Pierre Gasly, with Alex Albon in the second seat, caused them to go, when they were ready to be like, all right, soz Checo, it's not working anymore, they had no one. They had no one. And, I mean, you could argue they had Yuki, but, even Yuki was a risk, in my opinion. I mean, to be fair, they should have put Yuki in now. In hindsight, they should have put Yuki in. They took a risk with Liam. It didn't work. They've lost Daniel. They've lost Albon. They've lost Gasly. Yeah. I think they made the right decision in dropping Checo. They made the wrong decisions in not having a driver there ready to hop in the Red Bull. But also, whether it was Yuki, Liam, Daniel, how many races were they going to give them? How many races were they going to give them? Because I feel like they're in the mindset right now of like, let's just throw shit at the wall and hope something sticks rather than actually giving it time. Because they gave Checo 4 years and it just sucks it didn't work out in the end. But 2021 and 2022 were good for Sainz, or decent for Sainz. Giving someone 2 races to learn to drive a car that's notoriously hard to drive is crazy. Yuki like the most inconsistent driver I've ever seen. It's GG for bro. Well, last year, Yuki's consistently inconsistent. He started off the year really strong last year. Was it last year? He started off the year really strong. Wasn't like 8 top 10 finishes in a row. And then at the end of the season, it kind of like started to fall off a bit. Or was it the season before? I can't remember now. Yeah. Could part of the issue be that Liam wasn't able to communicate what issues were with the car? From the comments in China, he just seemed to not know what the issues were. Well, I mean, he changed setups before coming into that race in China. Remember, he started from the pit lane. So he kind of just went into the race like, all right, we'll just try this setup. And yeah, you're trying not to crash the car whilst also trying to race people, whilst also trying to figure out a car. It's hard, man. It's hard. Problem with Checo's situation was that the whole our country was backing him up. Maybe even Cartel, if I'm being honest. Horner definitely got some messages from the higher ups. What, to drop him or to keep him? Catch you later, listen up. Biggest mistake was extending Checo last year when Sainz was looking for a seat. Yeah, and Alonso as well. But would Max would have wanted to have driven next to Alonso? That's the question. I think if you ask Max now, do you want Alonso in the seat? He'd say yes. But I think back then, probably a different story. Because he's probably like, well, I'm winning. We don't need an Alonso. Alonso's struggling. I mean, that's an argument you can have right now. Alonso's struggling right now in the Aston. But is that also just because the car's poo? Hard to tell. Mark Garcia, thank you for the follow. Daniel to Cadillac. Yeah, I can see Max leaving because he's not getting stability at Red Bull, and that's obviously what he wants. I'm choosing to be positive about this for Yuki's sake. He needs the good vibes. Imagine the celebration if he sticks in Q3 after his home race, yeah. But again, like I said, is Q3 good? I mean, to be fair, Q3 in the current Red Bull is good. Q3 in the current Red Bull is good. Another reason for Max to leave Red Bull because of lack of stability in Red Bull. Call me crazy, I have Alonso ahead of Vettel and Hamilton. What, and your best drivers of all time? I mean, it's an argument in terms of talent. I mean, people do that with, like, Senna, obviously. Like, they put him above Schumacher and Hamilton despite having less achievements. Obviously, for obvious reasons as well, because of his talent. So I don't see why you can't put Alonso above, say, like, Vettel and whatever. Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch the Vettel and Alonso era, so I don't know. But from what I know, I would put Alonso above Vettel as well. I think Alonso made poor decisions, which put him in spots where he wasn't able to be in a championship-winning car. I think Alonso has more talent than Vettel, but Vettel had a better career. I mean, I feel like the better career part's obvious. I think Vettel never adapted to the hybrid era. Yeah. I feel like what Vettel is struggling with now is what Lewis could be struggling with now. Like, you know, this era of car, Lewis wasn't doing good to get at Merck. He's gone to Ferrari. Yeah, he got that sprint pole and sprint win. So, you know, the hope's there. But, I mean, it's only been 2 races, so we have to wait and see. But if it doesn't work out Ferrari, then, if it doesn't work at Ferrari, then the conversation's definitely there for Lewis as well. Just not suiting this regular car. The biggest mystery is who they'll bring in if Yuki qualifies P8 in the next 3 races or just on a roll. Well, let's say, will they even bring in anyone at all? I'm here for this Lawson promotion. What's up, Tread? How good is Lewis really? He's had multiple teammates take championships to him. And we can't question how good Lewis is when he's the most decorated driver in the sport, right? I mean, we can definitely talk about Lewis's current form, but like talking about how good actually is Lewis. I mean, Lewis has 7 champs and the most race wins, and like, yeah. I mean, people will argue about him not having a. People will argue about him having a goated car, but. All right, let's finish the scene to this thing from Albone.
To not be in that flow state and you're having to really think about it. And every time you go into a corner, you don't know how it's going to react. You don't have that kind of, well, it's purely the confidence in the car,
Oh, yeah.
the flow. It doesn't work. It never works.
So were you enjoying being a Red Bull driver at this point?
Not at all. No.
No.
I was.
You could tell, like, look, no, again, I'm not pulling a helmet Marco here and saying you can't have emotions, but you could see how emotional Albon was. You know, in media, he seemed sad. After every session, he seemed lost. He had no confidence. It just seemed like he had no one. And I think two things helped that. One was being able to get a spot back on the grid to build up his confidence at a back marker team. I would have liked to have seen Albon in a midfield team against a good teammate and see if he would have built up the confidence the same. But honestly, I think him being at the back of the grid, no pressure against fucking Nicholas Latifi and Logan Sargent, really helped him build up his confidence again. Like, imagine showing up every week. And you're like, all right, cool. My expectation is last, and my expectation is Nicholas Latifi. You're chilling. You are fucking chilling. So I would have loved to have seen with Albon's mindset after being dropped out of the sport for a year, confidence crumbled, what would have happened to him in a midfield team against a good teammate. Either way, what happened to him allowed him to build up over time, and he's in a really nice spot. That helped him, but also his girlfriend. I think Lily has been such an amazing help for Albon to have someone close by him who's also in a sporting environment, by the way, so she understands it. I think she's been amazing for him because, bro, in the Red Bull days, it was tough. It was fucking tough. Red Bull should focus on the drivers. Liam Lawson said the exact same thing before the season. It's almost like the car is too sentimental and makes you focus on on that rather than the pace.
I was struggling. I think I was struggling with the attention around it. Of course, I deleted all my socials and I got away from the social media side of things. I think Formula One in itself is a whole different topic about, the new generation and the new fan base that comes with it. It is very different, but it was quite toxic.
Listen to what he says.
And
What do you mean by that?
just your seats under the spotlight. If I went anywhere, if I Twitter or on Instagram or whatever, the memes that come after you, the kind of it's a very Gen Z kind of style of mocking where you become almost a laughing joke, and it's the easy go-to.
Yeah.
Whenever something happens, it's always a quote of yours or a spin of yours or whatever it may be. So you get rid of it as much as
And
you
this
can.
shit's still happening 6 years later.
Thursdays at a track, you can't. You have media day, and I think most sports might be similar to ours, but there's only 2 drivers in a team. So,
The thing is, every sport, the thing is, correct me if I'm wrong, the difference between F1 and other sports is team sports, you've got a team around you. You win and lose as a team. Okay, you miss a penalty as an individual player, like you either have problems with your team, you don't give a fuck what the media says, or your team backs you, right? It becomes a team problem. You win and lose as a team, otherwise there's a team problem. In, say, UFC, it's all on you. If you get memed, you don't really care. Like it's all on you. You don't have to go on social media. You're going to feel like shit, but whatever. Like, you choose when you want to fight. You choose who you want to fight. Blah, 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 right? What's so unique about Formula One is it's an individual sport. So, like, Liam, Albon, Gasly, all these guys are being individually criticized, but then they're in a team environment. So they can't just be like, okay, I'm not going to race this season. I'm going to take a season out, or I'm going to take a couple weeks to myself to kind of chill, or, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to do this. Like, you have to do media. You have to talk to the team. You have to, you know what I mean? The pressure of, I'm going to lose my contract. I'm going to lose my seat. It's such a unique position where it's a team sport, but you're the one that is like the face of the team. And again, you got to feel for all these drivers, Checo, Liam, Albon, and Gasly, where they're going into a team environment where you could argue they're not given the tools to like properly compete, because the car is so hard to drive. Yeah, but they should adapt. I get it, but at the same time, like, they can't. But then they're the ones that are blamed, and it's hard, man. It's hard. still smiley, laugh yourself? Is he going to be low-key depressed? Is he going to be full serious PR mode? Is he going to be like, I don't give a fuck? Like, I'm curious to see how he comes out. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes out full PR until he has a good qualifying race. I think he's going to be full PR, but we'll see.
I took a stiff arm and tried to get rid of most of it as I could. But the reality of it was it doesn't really work because of these moments where you can't ignore what's going on just because you're getting reminded of it, and it's just noise at the end of the day. And I think as I understood that it's just noise, I felt, and this sounds strange to say, the more I was self-aware about it, as long as I had my core roots and core feelings of where I'm at and the progress I'm making and the areas I'm working on, it really stopped getting to me at some point. And it's that does sound quite strange to say, but at some points I was getting all these comments, all this noise, all these guys having the cheek to ask me this question. And then it just got to a point where it kind of plateaued, and I just started to just focus on myself. So, psychologist, working with my trainer, working on certain areas of my racing. I was quite lucky where I had a year away from the sport. So
yeah, the thing is that he brings up a very good point as well. Like, the thing with social media in general, but specifically in the F1 world, is like, you're only as big as the last meme. You know what I mean? Like yeah, people still joke about Latifi, still joke about Mazepin, but like those same kind of haters and social media like accounts and stuff like that, they'll just move on to Jack Doohan now. They'll move on to Yuki now. They'll move on to the next big thing. And like, people you don't see the love sometimes. Even look at Lance Stroll. Like, people are like low-key happy for him because he's doing well, but the haters can't hate on Stroll right now. Because if you hate on Stroll right now, you're fucking stupid, aren't you? There's nothing to hate on. He's out qualifying and out racing Alonso, and he's not crashing the car. Happy days. So you can't get memed on. And it does come back to, like, obviously you need to deliver to not get memed on. But yeah, it's eventually it goes away. But the thing that annoys me the most when I think about it from a Liam standpoint is like how much just like misinformation, how much over exaggeration has happened for Liam. Oh, whatever, say what you want, but like that is the truth. Is most people are like over exaggerating the whole Liam personality thing, and even Albon, like people being like, oh, he's not right for Red Bull, Gasly as well. The same shit for all these drivers, Checo as well. It's the same, like, things get absolutely just unbelievable. Like, ESPN can take one little, I'm just using ESPN example. ESPN can take one little quote from the millions of words that they say over the course of a season, and people will latch onto that and be like, well, Perez is cocky. Oh, well, Liam is arrogant. Oh, well, Albon shit into a sports psychologist or know much about sports psychology, because I know our sim racing team has a sports psychologist. I know almost every F1 team driver, like Leclerc, went to a sports psychologist a lot when he kept choking. Albon has a sports psychologist. What does a sports psychologist actually do? Like, I get it's like a way to be able to vent and like talk about your problems, like just like you would to your parents or just like you would to your girlfriend or a partner or whatever. But other than just being a normal therapist, what does a sports psychologist do? Like what I don't know. Does anyone actually know? Like, what? I don't know. I'm just trying to think. Like, I mean, I guess some people are like, oh, well, what's the point in therapy? You're just talking to someone. But like, yeah, I guess that's a stupid question. But I wonder how it's different to normal therapy. Improve your mindset, make it stronger. Google it. Mindset conditioning. He or she is giving the closure that Alonso is better. Chat GPT give you okay.
It's back in that inner belief back.
Stingray Rob. That might be the most unique name I've ever seen in chat.
And think people.
I don't think anyone I've ever seen someone come in chat, even jokingly, and say, let's put
And I
Stingray
think
Rob in
people
an
don't
F1.
realize that Formula One, as much as it is a team sport, it's still.
Hey guys, it's Jake.
That was a banger. That is a absolutely banging podcast. I'm gonna link that in chat for anyone who might want to watch the full thing. But yeah, it's really good to hear from Albon and just being open and honest about the situation in Red Bull and the situation. And how he felt. Yeah. I think that's those first 2 minutes are the best, man. Those first 2 minutes where he talks about the car being so pointy and high sensitivity. And it's crazy to me. Albon will sit here on the podcast and say that. Max Verstappen will say it. Red Bull will say it. Ex-engineers who don't work at the team anymore say it. Yet people still online go, is the car built around Max? I think the car's built around Max. Liam sucks. Checo sucks. Gasly sucks. Albon sucks. Do we watch the sport? Do we actually watch the sport or nah? Do we actually open our eyes when we watch or nah? Actually open our ears or what? Lucky Boy, thank you so much for the sub, man. Appreciate it. Thank you for the 31 months, dude. Appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate coming to the tier 1. And Velt King and Aquila, thank you guys for the follows. Absolutely love Albon so much. Yeah, he's growing a lot on me. He was kind of like, when he was at Red Bull, this was like the early days when I was like earlier on watching Formula 1. I remember thinking like, he's a bit bland, like, yeah. But that was just because he lacked confidence. Now he's got that confidence. He can be himself, and he's a great guy. Have you seen a few reports after saying that Bottas is now reserve drive for McLaren? I think he's always been a reserve driver for McLaren, right? He's a reserve driver for Mercedes, but McLaren have a clause that allow him to reserve for McLaren if they need him because of the Mercedes engine deal. They don't watch the sport. That was a good car versus RB21. Wait, you're saying the car for Albon was good? I wouldn't say the car for Albon was good. Well, I get what you're saying. It was a good car, but it was not 2019, 2020, the car was not championship level. It was a good car in the sense it was probably more stable, yeah. Watch Liam do absolutely crazy in the VCARB. I hope. Sup, Jep? This is good news, pal. We get Lawson in the mix now, and Yuki will have the career end. Any other esports news, like penalties that you know of? We became constructors champions overnight, which is nice. At least some positive news. Yeah. After pens and stuff like that, we became constructors champ. So all Yana needs to do today is, I think, finish in the points, and he becomes drivers champ. So yeah, we'll be live obviously later on the Rebel channel to watch that. I must say, thank God fucking chat's calmed down now. I do love when chat's like popping like it was earlier on the stream and all the memes and like everything like that. But holy fuck, it just honestly, F1 just reminds me of the 2021 season at the moment, where like you can say anything and there's just at least 1% of people in chat just like, you're biased, you're wrong, fake information. Like, it's just like, what the fuck, bro? And like grilling you for your opinion. And it's just like, and it just sucks, man. It sucks because all I want to do, obviously I'm a Liam fan, of course. But this is big news. And it's even bigger news because it's the team I support and it's the driver I support. Of course, I'm going to talk about it passionately. And then you just have people in chat, you're biased, you've lost the plot, blah, blah. It's like, bro, my opinion might be different to yours, but I think having a conversation is way better than wrong. Blah, blah. This is way better to actually be able to chat now. Will the Liam hate be gone from now on? Poor guy never got love from fans. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, I thought Liam was a pretty loved driver in 2023 and 2024. After he filled in for Daniel, he did well. When he came in at the end of the year, he was doing okay. As soon as even when he pulled the finger at Checo in Mexico, people are like, I love that he's giving it to Checo. Fuck Checo. And when he was giving it to Alonso, I don't think I ever saw a single bit of hate for his Alonso incident when it happened. Everyone was just like, yeah, Alonso's crying, sucks to suck. You know, Liam's racing. Like, why would Liam be friends with, why would Liam respect a champion on track? No, he's going to race him. Then as soon as Liam got announced at Red Bull, it was the Checo fans started just like this absolute like barrage on fucking socials. The Daniel fans came out of the woodworks. The Yuki fans are upset to the point where, just like Albon said, it becomes the meme, right? It becomes the meme. To the point where Liam is literally in a Latifi, in a Mazepin, in a Logan Sargent situation where he could go on the street and gift a homeless person $10,000 and it'll be like, you're just doing it for the camera, man. You're just doing it for the camera. You can't, he's in one of those positions where I feel like he can't do anything right. So I don't know if the hate will go away. If it does, it will have to be a long period of excelling in that VCARB, proving that it wasn't the car. But even then, people are still going to say, well, he pulled the finger at Checo. He's arrogant. Maybe he wouldn't have lost his seat if he didn't have a big mouth. His girlfriend supports Trump. It's just like, yeah, his hair's clapped. The hate will shift to Yuki when he is slow. The thing was, though, with the Checo hate, I thought the hate was going to go away once Liam came in. Everyone got what they wanted. They hated on Checo. They got a new driver in the seat. They got what they wanted. Obviously, they didn't get Yuki in the car, but they got what they wanted. They wanted Checo. They got Checo gone. And then the hate went to Liam. So part of me's like, okay, the hate will just move to Yuki. But then I'm also like, well, the amount of people that are hating on Liam right now, you'd be pretty fucking silly to then go out and start hating on Yuki because you got what you wanted. You got Liam out of the seat. Do you think they change drivers faster just because it's Japan race next? Merch, stuff, sales? That's a good question. If the next race was Bahrain and the next race was Saudi, a race after that was Saudi, do you think they would have done the change? I think it being Japan is what probably not motivated, but like started the talks. And then apparently Honda came in with a nice little bonus deal to do it. So Lawson doing bad doesn't make Checo look any better. Alonso, Checo were hated when they started in F1 because they were racing hard. Checo fans need to move on. Like, he was horrible in the second half of the season. I think this is one of the worst decisions Red Bull have ever made in terms of driver moves. This one here. It took ages for Albon to prove himself after he left Red Bull. But like I said, Drago, the difference with Gasly, this is actually, we haven't spoken about this yet. We're in a unique position here with Liam. Actually, yeah, we're in a unique position here with Liam. Gasly went back to VCARB and was up against Yuki Tsunoda, who sucked in 2021 season. For lack of better terms, he was bad. So Gasly had time in that amazing AlphaTauri to build up his confidence again against a weak teammate. Albon went to Williams and at the back of the grid, no pressure up against Nicholas Latifi and Logan Sargent. Liam's going back to VCARB in a very tight grid, first off, up against Isaac Hadjar. Again, Isaac Hadjar's a rookie, so Liam should be beating him. But I don't think it's going to be as much of a breeze as Gasly and Albon had to build up that confidence. So yeah, what was your question? I forgot what the question was now. Yeah, the reason Albon and Gasly were able to get rid of that kind of hate was because they were able to build up over time, whereas Liam's not going to have it as easy with Hadjar there and how tight the grid is. So we'll just have to see. I don't remember anyone losing a seat after 2 races. Yeah, what's the quickest a driver's lost the seat? Like, this has to be, right? There's no way a driver's lost a seat quicker than 2 races. They didn't get Yuki, so Yuki fans started hating on Liam too. Why would they swap Lawson at the race where he's actually driven the track they're driving on? You have to ask them. Yuki deserved it from the start. Yeah, I definitely think in hindsight, he deserved it. I mean, Yuki, they both deserve... I think this is the thing. I think they both deserve the seat. Yuki obviously deserved it more because he's been at the team more. I don't think they made a bad decision at the time in putting Liam in. In hindsight, they made a bad decision. Yes. I think it's... They've made a worse... They've done worse handling it than the decision they've made, if that makes sense. I don't like Yuki, but he should have been the second from the start. Yuki Q2, and apparently it's a dub. Yeah, it's probably. Will Yuki be in the points in the race? I mean, home race. I think the Red Bull will be pretty good at Suzuka, so just really depends how Yuki adapts. Hadjar will probably be better than Liam. There's been heaps of drivers in the early years that only drove 1 race, but not recently. But were they dropped after 1 race, or did they just fill in for a race? $10 million cold hard cash, and they can burn Yuki. Perez was so much better than Lawson in both his first and second seasons at Red Bull. I mean, you'd hope a driver with 10 years of experience would be better, but in the Red Bull. All right, let's have a scroll. Let's have a scroll through Twitter. Let's have a scroll through Discord. Thread of Isaac Hedges helmet explained the physics equations behind F1. Newton, Schrödinger, Planck, Einstein, Bernoulli, Heinsberg, Dirac, Einstein, de Broglie. That's cool, I guess. One door closes, but another opens. Man, I would absolutely love to see, oh, Yuki Ved.
皆さんこんにちは、ゆうきです。レッドブルでホームグランプリ走るの楽しみにしています。皆さんこんにち
Okay,
は。
that's short.
ゆうきです。
Short and sweet, short and sweet. The more I learn about the second seat in the car, the less infused I am at Yuki's promotion. I just really hope he knows what he's in for and gives it his best shot. It's interesting to see what everyone's saying. Alright, let's have a scroll of Discord. Let's have a scroll of Discord. What's being posted in here? Any memes? Any news? Any other news? This is what the New Zealand Herald put out today. Or this morning before the news even came out. Decision made. Lawson to exit Red Bull. Red Bull clips your wings. Is that meant to be Liam? Is that meant to be Liam? Liam Lawson, 25 racing career. Red Bull racing career. What's gonna happen? Surely he just trips. Oh, is this where he gets subbed off immediately? Is this where he gets subbed off immediately? Wait, what? What's the meme? Do I not get it? Does he get subbed off immediately? He tore his ACL like 2 plays into the first game. Ah, okay. Surely, what? Bro, come on, not Joe the Luka Doncic. We can make a better meme than this. All you had to do was cut to a photo of him on the ground, and that is 10 times funnier. Holy, oh, this is so sad. This is so sad after seeing the one that I had earlier in the year. I hope it works out, man. I hope it works out. Otherwise, honestly, if it doesn't work out, I don't know what Max will do. That's what I'm scared of. If it doesn't work out, I'm scared what will happen with Max. Considering we're live, let's have a scroll through Discord at the other stuff that's other news and stuff that's happened this week. Everyone in their cheap mid Puma vest and no sunnies versus my goat in his cool Adidas astronaut jacket with sunglasses. The Russell fans are hilarious, man. Honestly, well, Lando, Leclerc, Piastri, Lewis, Max fans all go at each other. I swear the Russell fans are just like, they don't argue anything. They just do their own shit, man. The Russell fans are in their own lane. 2 pals on the Shanghai grid today talking about the return of the V10, perhaps. That is the biggest reach I've ever heard. Talking about the V10, bro. They're just probably chatting. Why does my meme keep making these? Why does my thumbnail keep making these fucking things? Liam Lawson! Micronesia F12 are monitoring the situation. What is happening, bro? I'm so glad I don't have to listen to this anymore. I'm so glad. Unless he bots out in the VCARB. What's the Yuki one gonna be, man? What's the Yuki word gonna be? 2 balls on a track. Yeah, apparently Max disagrees with the Tsunoda Lawson swap because it would mess with Yuki's career because the current RB car sucks. Red Bull car sucks compared to VCARBs. Stop calling Red Bull RB. I'm sick of it. I'm fucking sick of it. It's too confusing. It is too confusing. Does George Russell have a girlfriend? Max might take his seat and then also... What? George Russell does have a girlfriend, yes. Max will retire before he changes team, I reckon. Dream Boss drove 3 races for RB in 2006. Never seen 2007, so I guess Lawson takes the record. Wow. Russell fans are just vibing like the man himself, yeah, honestly. Ponden's like, guys, Liam's going to do a Gasly and Monza. I said already. He's on his Gasly arc now, right? Back to VCARB. Gonna cook. Podium in Brazil at the end of this year. Win in Monza next year. I see the vision. Now, Racing Bull's still VCARB in the chat. No, VCARB's fine. I don't mind you calling VCARB and whatever. But don't call Red Bull RB. Just call them Red Bull. Simple. Factory support team for the 50th McLaren 1-2 after the Chinese GP. Max is a teammate killer. The Red Bull is designed around Max's driving style. Max covers many of the car's issues, making his teammate look worse. Mark Webber cursed the second seat. Oh yeah, let's see what Tomo has to say. Literally 2 days ago, before the news became basically official.
Liam Lawson has kicked off the 2025 F1 season with back-to-back clangers, 2 races down with very little positive to write home about. And the rumour mill is already churning. Now, he was always going to be under big pressure jumping into this Red Bull seat, especially if he didn't hit the ground running. But when you've already got motorsport.com reporting that Red Bull may swap Lawson and Tsunoda for the next F1 race, what? Are Red Bull really considering dropping the Kiwi after just 2 races? Here's a multitude of reasons why I think that is a ridiculous idea, and just the one, maybe, that actually kind of might work. My name's Tomo. Let's talk about it. Look, I've got a lot to say on this topic because this has been a continuing theme in Formula 1.
His first ever video was about it, I think.
2019, really, hasn't it? This has been rumbling on for a while. When Pierre Gasly first jumped into that Red Bull and came nowhere near the level set by his predecessor.
Is this a thing? Or is this just a Gasly thing? Of not growing a mo? I feel like I've never seen this in my life other than Pierre Gasly doing it. Should I do this? RB is simple bozo. Dude, Red Bull is like the quickest 2 words to say in your life. Love Tomo's use of Grand Tyrion's music. Yeah, I never vibed with it. He looks so much better with a full mo now.
Daniel Ricciardo. Then my favourite driver, Alex Albon, replaced Pierre Gasly, which triggered the very first video on this YouTube channel. So it's finally happened. Red Bull have replaced...
Shit, trim, dodgy beard. Bro, the trim's the same, Tomo. What are you saying? The trim is the same. Wait, where's the fucking vid gone? Wait, what the fuck? Where'd it go? It's the same trim, Tomo. It's the same trim. You look so young and happy.
Replaced Pierre Gasly with Alex Albon. Yet here we are still talking about the number 2 to Max.
He's just unk now, you know. He's just unk.
5.5 years later.
F1 unk.
In fact, I'll let a worse lit, unkempt, skinnier version of me fill in occasionally because he had some words of wisdom even all the way back then. Look, in short, these rumours of pulling Liam for Japan is ridiculous for one primary reason. Okay, 2 Grand Prix is nowhere near enough to fully evaluate Lawson as to whether he is the right guy for that seat. Especially given these 2 weekends have been at tracks that Liam's never raced at before. Australia, he didn't get any FP3 running because the car broke, and Sunday was chaos weather-wise. And China...
If I say that, it's biased,
it was a sprint weekend, which means minimal practice running. That is nowhere near a reasonable sample size for Red Bull to unequivocally be absolutely sure that Liam isn't the right guy for that seat. And the same would go for any other driver in any other team, by the way. 2 weekends is not enough. And the thing is, if Red Bull really do hook him out for Japan, they can't go back on that. That is a permanent decision with permanent consequences. There's no way Red Bull ever put Liam Lawson back in the senior team. If they pull him after 2 Grand Prix Of course they don't. That's ridiculous. They never would. It's a permanent decision that they have to stick by. Liam now has 13 career races total, 2 in a Red Bull, 2 difficult, challenging, particularly challenging in Australia, and again a sprint in China. No, surely they're not going to do that. That's ridiculous. I mean, we all saw last season how the narrative to who would be Max's teammate for 2025 went between, there were kind of 5 primary candidates.
5!
Sergio Perez, who was currently in the seat, had been since 2021 and was showing zero indication of getting any better. Daniel Ricciardo, who was the last driver to be competent in that seat, but was not shining in the Racing Bulls. Yuki Tsunoda, who was in his 4th season at Racing Bulls, and over that time had gone from unconvincing and crash happy to fast and consistent. Carlos Sainz, a proven race winner, who was dropped by Ferrari and looking for an opportunity elsewhere. And finally, Liam Lawson, who'd been overlooked in favour for Ricciardo for 24 originally, but was brought in to replace him for the final 6 races to evaluate him for 25.
Looking at the whole situation now, you know, we've done a whole stream breaking down the Red Bull thing, and we worked out that back in 2023, they shouldn't have put De Vries in the car. It should have been Liam and Yuki. Then those two should have compared each other. And then when Checo started to do poor at the start of 2024, they should have cut their losses and put, well, it's hard because they were still leading the constructors. They should have cut their losses and put Yuki or Liam in the Red Bull then, and then put Daniel in the VCARB, and then in 2024. And then if they did bad, put Daniel or Yuki in that car. But they fucked it all up with De Vries. They fucked it all up by putting Daniel in the car. And I think them putting Liam in the car this year was them trying to make up for the fact that they didn't put Liam in the car 2 years ago. Yeah. So again, I still think it was a fine decision to put Liam in over Yuki, given his potential. But in hindsight, it didn't fucking work.
People picked Liam, okay? You might not like it. You might not think he deserved it. But that's the decision they made. They saw enough in his Racing Bulls performance.
I like the risk, but I don't think they should have taken the risk.
Of the Red Bull and various other factors that we will never have knowledge of. And they picked Liam. They put him in the car at the end of season test in Abu Dhabi. They gave him testing in Bahrain, and they've given him 2 weekends at the start of 2025. They've made their bed. Now they've got to lie in it. They need to give Liam the opportunity to come away from China. We've got a bit of a break now between Japan, a week
I
off.
feel like, I will say though, I feel like Tomo is one of the only creators, or like anyone that I've seen like actually talking like what I believe is facts about this whole situation. Obviously his opinion lies more on my side than the other side, but I feel like he's the only one that's actually talking factually. Everyone else is very like dramatic, like Liam sucks, he's out in Q1, it's unacceptable. What if we put Yuki in the car, or how long is he gonna last? It's never like, okay, let's give him time, this is why he's doing bad, blah blah blah. Everyone else like dramatizes it. I feel like I've said this before, I get it, I understand, but I feel like it's like, oh, the F1 world hates someone, let me jump on the hate wagon. Oh, everyone loves someone, let me hop on the love wagon, rather than like just saying your actual opinion. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I feel like I'm the same on the stream. Like, I'll say how I actually feel. Like, why I don't care if everyone on fucking Twitter hates Liam or hates Red Bull. I'll say what my actual opinion is. Like, it's the same with this whole Red Bull situation. Like, obviously, I'm a content creator for Red Bull Sim Racing, but this situation still frustrates me, and I still am going to be critical about it. But I'm not going to go around being like, oh, I fucking hate Red Bull, I fucking hate this, I hate that, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like so many people are like scared to say their actual opinions and instead just appeal to the fans for the sake of getting views and stuff like that. Or they're the opposite and they're overly opposite opinion to get clicks. And it's just like, I love Tomo because he has always been... I'll tell you the first video I watched Tomo. Tomo's the first F1 YouTuber I ever watched. The first video I ever watched from Tomo, I don't think it was that Albon Gasly one. It was... I'll tell you which one it was. Holy fuck. Was it this one? I think it was this one. Was the first video I watched from Tomo. Yeah. His predictions. I remember seeing that thumbnail of Carlos Sainz in Ferrari. And I remember thinking like, this man is using his brain. and not using his like heart, and he's not using his mouth. He's actually using his brain. It's good. Tomo's great.
Engineering team.
Yeah, rich energy, man. Holy. Our own creators are like, we need to give drivers time. Then, nah, he's terrible after 2 races. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, especially with this new gen where social media goes, is what a lot of people will go with. Yeah. YouTube is a mess of clickbait. Yuki swap is happening, and this is just rumors and no factual information. Yeah, we all think that it doesn't make sense, but we just want to fuck with you. Wait, we all think that it doesn't make sense, but we just want to fuck with you. Well, no, that's the thing though. Like, that's the thing though. The chat the last 2 weeks has been very interesting to see, because obviously I know what chatters have been around since 21, 22, even since last year, who have good conversations. I know, I can tell who's trolling, who's rage baiting sometimes, but but then there's some people I'm like, they can't be serious, right? They can't actually be serious. And it's like, no, like there's no way. There's no way. And I just generally think like they're falling for the other kind of, what's the word? I think they're just falling for the kind of social media push, whether it's positive for a driver or negative for a driver or team or whatever it may be. I generally think, like, I genuinely think Twitter, TikTok have more power. This might be a hot take. I don't think Twitter and TikTok have more power of changing people's opinions than an actual journalist. Like, I feel like an actual journalist could write an article like, this is what Liam said, and this is what Max Verstappen said in an interview. I mean, what I'm saying is actually facts. Like, Max will literally sit in an interview and be like, the car is poo. The car is poo. It's really hard to drive. Whoever we put in that second car is going to struggle. We need to give them time. And TikTok and Twitter can just kind of like, one Twitter post can blow up of someone being like, oh my God, Liam sucks. And then Twitter runs with it. TikTok runs with it. And then all of a sudden the narrative is Liam sucks, or Gasly sucks, or Perez sucks. And it's just like and it's the same with Drive to Survive. Like Lando will, my favorite one that I always refer to is Lando will sit there and be like, I did not like how Daniel was on a better contract than me. No, not one post, but I'm sort of talking about like how like one thing can blow up and then it becomes a trend and then everyone starts talking about it and blah, blah, blah. And then it's just like, holy shit, then everyone's talking about it. Like Lawson as engineer is a good one. So Drive to Survive is a great example, right? The hate for Drive to Survive is fucking insane. Should Drive to Survive be criticized? Absolutely. 100% Drive to Survive does be criticized. But it gets shit on to beyond belief, right? To the point where in one season, I can't remember what season it was, in that real life F1 season, Lando went out multiple times saying, I don't like how I'm on a different contract to Daniel Ricciardo, right? I don't like how Daniel's coming to the team as kind of being treated as the main driver. I've been here for multiple years and now I'm matching Daniel and I still feel like I'm not equal to Lando. And I felt like in media, I could see Lando being a bit iffy with Daniel. He was a bit reserved. He was a bit like, he wasn't his usual self. He wasn't like he was with Carlos. And in Drive to Survive, Lando literally says this with his own words, everything I just said. He literally says, I didn't like this. I felt put out by Daniel, blah, blah, blah. And there was this inner team sort of deep level kind of like rivalry of like, Lando wants to be the main guy, or at least on equal footing, but Daniel, a big personality, has come in and kind of taken the light away from Lando. And Lando's arrogant. There's nothing wrong with that. Liam's arrogant. Max is arrogant. All these drivers are arrogant. They want to be the best. Of course you're going to be put out by Daniel coming into the team. And guess what? Because the Drive to Survive hate is so crazy, they just think Lando saying this is false. Like, because the narrative is, oh, we hate Drive to Survive, this story that is actually true, that Drive to Survive actually made around Daniel and Lando, just becomes false. And then everyone starts shitting on Drive to Survive. But Lando said it with his own mouth. You know what I mean? And it's the same thing. It's the same thing with Max saying the car's bad. He's saying it with his own mouth, but what the general random public think on TikTok and Twitter is the actual truth. You know what I mean? It's wild to me, man. It is wild to me. So it's so good to have people like Tomo who actually like use their brains, because it makes me be like, oh yes, thank God, thank God. I love Tommy as well. Tommy from Matt and Tommy. I I love his takes as well. I always feel like the amount of times like on my stream I'll say something, like in the Chris's live reactions I'll say something, and then Tommy will say it as well, and I'm like, I don't know. I feel like even when it came to like our driver predictions for the year, like I don't know. I feel like Tommy and I have the same like mindset when it comes to watching Formula One. He's been watching for way longer than me, so he's way more experienced and got way more knowledge than I do. But I feel like the way we look at drivers and the way we look at teams, the way we like criticize performances, I think we're quite similar. So I like Tommy as well. Agree, because I feel like most people aren't even going to read the article. Exactly. It's all headline bait. Sad but true. This is where the world's going now. Not one post. I disagree. Fact checking is not important on social media if it gets the way of a good story. Yeah, Drive to Survive bores my blood. Are they going to put Liam in Drive to Survive? Tall poppy syndrome is a real thing. Look at my British sporting star. The modern age of people don't give a shit about journalism. It's the unfortunate truth. Yeah, exactly. Drive to Survive hate is valid. That's the thing. I don't mind if you criticize Drive to Survive and say it's not perfect, and I don't care if you say it's not for you. But saying Drive to Survive is complete dog shit, it's not complete dog shit. It achieved what the sport needed. I think it's far from dog shit. It achieved what it needed. And again, it doesn't matter how bad Drive to Survive is. If a driver actually says that with their mouth all season long, and then it's in Drive to Survive, it doesn't just become fake because it's in Drive to Survive. I was going to say, I think Netflix get enough material for the first 2 episodes. Drive to Survive is annoying and paints things so to be more dry, but help the sport peak. To be honest, they held back with the fake scripts and rivalries this season. Yeah, 100%. There's still a few things wrong with this new season, but I loved it a lot more. It's probably my second favorite season, other than season 1. What if Lando was reading the Drive to Survive script, bro? Okay. I haven't really been talking much, but I've just had you playing in the background while I did my maths. Everything you're saying, 100% fact. People love the quick stats for their truth. I mean, I'm also a big like, let me hop on Wikipedia and let me look at this stat when it doesn't show the full picture. You know what I mean? And you know, I think again, I use Liam's junior. I think Liam. We're gonna use Liam as a reference again. I think Liam's junior career is a prime example of stats don't show the full pitch. Both arguments, stats don't work. You can look at Liam's stats and be like, he won on debut in every single junior career series that he did, and he won the DTM champion practically. He got second in DTM championship in his first season, and he got second in Super Formula Championship in his first season. So factually, you look at that and you go, wow, that's a good career. But at the same time, the stats don't really show the fact that he was a little bit inconsistent in his career, in the sense of like, he had great highs and he was really good at adapting, but he wasn't an Ollie Behrman. He wasn't a Kimi Antonelli. He wasn't an Oscar Piastri. He wasn't a Gabriel Bortoleto. He wasn't dominating these series, but he had great highs. But then on the opposite side of things, people look at Liam's stats and go, yeah, but he got 4th in Formula 2. He lost to Logan Sargent in Formula 2. And it's like, yeah, but did you watch the season? I think he had like a Mechachrome failure, engine failure every like 3 races. He got taken out. You know, stats don't show the full picture. And again, the same people who are criticizing Liam for his junior career are probably the same people who back Ollie Behrman and Kimi Antonelli to be in this sport. Yep. Did you look at their F2 career, their F2 season last year? It was shocking. It was not good. And again, stats don't show the full picture. So I'm definitely one to look at stats to kind of back up my arguments sometimes. But at the same time, like, stats don't show the full picture, but stats don't lie. Does that make sense? I think it depends on it depends on what you're looking at. Stats don't lie, but stats don't show the full picture. Another one is the whole Oscar Piastri sucks at qualifying because he lost, what was it, 19-5 in the head-to-head last year. Yeah, if you actually look at the head-to-head, they were a lot closer than what 19-5 is. Same with Liam and Yuki, 7-0, 7-0 in qualifying. They gave the Red Bull seat to someone who's 7-0. Yeah, but if you look, there was what, 0.1% or 1% between Liam and Yuki in qualifying last year. Yeah, Yuki outperformed him, but Liam was also the rookie. So again, stats don't matter without context. So it goes both ways. And that's the thing. Like you said, like, people got like on Twitter, people just go on Twitter and just post like a random stat and just be like, lol, and it's like, okay, that was 6 years ago, and this happened, and that happened, and this, that, and the other. Logan was actually goated in F2, is rushed to F1. What's Mechachrome? You keep saying Mechachrome are the engines in F2. They always suck and stall and blow up. Everyone assumes that F3, F2 being a spec series means that every team is equal, but we also know that there are better teams. Exactly. Lando's also top 3 in qualifying. I think it's crap that Lawson got replaced as early, but Yuki's definitely the better driver. Tommy did a video about average quality gap and head-to-head. What, with Oscar and Lando? Or with Liam and Yuki?
Problems, everything that happened, what went on.
I think it was about it, yeah.
Chance to bounce back. Around a track in Suzuka that he knows very well from both Super Formula
Mecha Chrome's
and
built by
Formula 1,
Engine?
performed very
Renault, is it
favourably
actually?
relative to Yuki in the race in 2023. It wasn't even 2024, which is crazy. And what does Lewis always say? It's not about how you fall, it's about how you get
up.
I think Kvyat's a good example of how life isn't just a straight line, just straight going up. You're going to have hits, you're going to have downs. And the way Pierre bounces back from this, because again, he's clearly a very, very talented driver, but he's just human at the end of the day. We all have bad days at the office. He's proven in the Toro Rosso last season that he can perform and he can get results and he can overtake, and he's not just a clumsy, poor performing, getting lapped by your teammate driver.
Adversity creates improvement. Look at the adversity. That
Oh my god, the F1 intro is going to change. Oh. Fuck Liam. Fuck Red Bull. The people who have got the biggest struggle is the people that have to sit on their computer, man, and edit the intro again. Oh. Tough.
And Pierre both went through.
All right, what do you think they're going to do? Do you think they're going to take Liam and Yuki on Thursday at the track and record their intro in front of a green screen? Or do you think they're just going to Photoshop their heads on top?
And
because wait, if we go look at Liam and Yuki, if we go look at the Liam and Yuki intro, let's see, like, what do they have to actually change? I'm fairly sure Yuki one's pretty hard to change. Maybe they made Liam and Yuki one simple, so it would not be a problem. Yeah, they have to just redo Liam's entire pose. There's no way you get his head perfectly aligned with that movement. That would be hard to do. And then Liam's easy. That would be easy to Photoshop Yuki on. But even then, getting the pan correct, I'm actually curious to see how they do this, man. I'm curious to see how they do this. Fuck Q1. This
grown their stock in Formula 1 since their time at Red Bull Racing. Alex has helped that Williams team recover. He's done a very, very favourable job relative to Carlos Sainz so far this season. He's really, flourished. Yet Red Bull let him go for Sergio. And look, I'm not saying that was the wrong decision because at the time that was...
we won't listen to the whole video, obviously. I'll link it in the chat if you do want to listen to the whole video from Tomo. But I just want to listen to the start of him talking about how he's like, this won't happen. And then it's happened. Do you know what I mean? Then it's happened. Where's his Twitter? What's Tomo said on Twitter? I'm actually curious, to be honest. Has he said anything? I know he said something, I think, yesterday about it. He reposted that. Funny way to protect and develop him, but being Max's teammate is probably the toughest seat in F1. We'll do our best to protect him and develop him. He only has 11 Grand Prix under his belt, so it's a big ask, but I think he's got all the capability and talent and mental strength to be able to deal with that. But the thing is, though, okay, maybe I am biased in this sense because I do get Liam's personality and I don't think he's arrogant. But do you guys think Liam handled it well? I'm not talking on track, I'm talking off track. Like in interviews. Yeah, just in interviews. Like, do you feel like he handled it well? Because I feel like he handled it amazingly. I thought he came in, I'm Max's teammate, I'm his little brother, I'm going to learn from Max. Every time, after every session, it was fully detailed. This is what went wrong. This is what I felt comfortable with. I'm not comfortable with the car right now. After China, basically after Australia, it was like, I just need more time, I need more time, I need more time. After sprint qualifying in China, I need more time. After the sprint, he was like, I actually was happy with that. I'm moving up nicely. Qualifying was when we first heard him be like, yeah, look, that was not great for me. There's no excuses. I need to do better. And then after the race, it was, we tried a new setup on the car. It was absolutely shit. I need to understand why. And yeah, I just obviously need to do better at adapting. And I don't know. I feel like he owned the mistakes. I feel like he's handled it well. He didn't, he didn't get all depressed. He didn't start, I don't know, kind of like slagging off the team or making up excuses or stuff like that. He was just honest. I feel like Checo kind of got into this mentality of like, I'm not being Like I'm not being favored. Like obviously when you're at the team long enough, that's probably maybe the way he felt. But like Checo kind of went into this act of like, I'm not being favored. Like they're favoring Max. I don't have the upgrades on the car. Blah blah blah. It's like you didn't shunt into the wall because you didn't have upgrades on the car. You shunted into the wall because you overpushed. You know what I mean? Whereas I feel like Liam, again, we only had 2 races to see, but I feel like he was handling it well. So yeah, I feel like that arrogancy that people say he has, I think, helped him a lot in dealing with the situation. He did, yeah, handles media really well. What's up, Kelsey? Just checking in. You doing okay? We're doing fine. At the end of the day, no joke. When it got announced that Liam was potentially going to get replaced by Franco, I was actually like so gutted because like I've been supporting Liam for so long and I have been so happy to see him in the sport. And then it's like he's not only gonna go from having 2 races, he's gonna go completely out of the sport. I was fuming. So low-key, this doesn't feel as bad after knowing that he was probably going to lose the seat to Franco. Yeah, he never once blamed the car. In interviews, he says, a lot. Apart from that, yeah. Who was it? I fucking yelled it at me, bro. In his interview, everyone in the chat was like, Dude, it's hard not to when you're on the spot, all right? Interview, there's no way Unc is still live. Be quiet. You want me to be live, don't you? If you send this to a 4-hour stream, I'll give 50 subs. Deal. Wait, Poochie Head, I have to mod you now. Fuck. That's a brand risk. Wait. We gotta find it. Oh, what the fuck? We gotta find it in the Discord. Pain again. Aim from the stars. Poochie. Let's look at all this waffle this man's put in this chat. What the fuck? Where is it? Was it it was pre-season, right? Too much yap, man. Too much yap. How do I go back? Tambourines. Wait. I just searched gifted. Gifted? Gift? What the fuck? Where did you say it? Liam? Bro, where did you say it? Oh, I guess you didn't say it then. He did, but was stunned. He did, but it was stunned just how bad the RB20 was versus the RB20 and RB19. Red Bull should have never have given the seat to Liam about a year in the RB. Liam Lawson never sugarcoat anything. He hit the wall on medium underwater. Even Max couldn't handle staying out. Why Franco not Wasta? That's the other question. Like, what's a Wasta still in this program for if you're just going to go for Franco? I was so confused with the Franco rumors. Like, it was always going to be a swap rather than a straight dropping of Liam. Well, no. Apparently, Alpine blocked it. Apparently, they were genuinely wanting Franco and they blocked it. It's quite harsh after 2 races for Liam. Why keep changing driver? Just change the car. That's the thing, though. You've got a car that is capable of potentially winning the Drivers' Championship with Max. You change the car, that's going to take time, money, and experience to do, and it's the last year of the regs. And then you're probably going to make a car that's not capable of winning the drivers, but both drivers will be able to drive comfortably. So, like, it'll be easier for Max to drive, it'll be easier for Liam or Yuki to drive, but it's going to be slower. So, what do you do? And I think they're probably just like, well, fuck it. We'll just stick with this car, try win the drivers this year, new regs. I hope they just take a new approach, man. I hope they take a new approach for 2026. Because they got to think now. We're going to lose Max soon. We need to take a new approach. If Liam got booted completely, I would have lost my shit, not going to lie. That would just show Rebel has thrown their integrity out the window. You can mod him for 2 streams, then demote him. I like the sound of that. Didn't you say it in your DMs? Oh, no, it was the DMs. It was the DMs. I forgot. Where the fuck's Poochie Head? A TV screen. Okay, here it is. Here it is. The fuck? Okay, here it is. Sure, pal. If Liam out qualifies max more than 5 times this season, I have to give 50 subs. Deal, deal. No, but this doesn't include the part where I say I'll mod him. That was in the that was in the main chat. Bro, what are your nicknames? His nicknames are Poochie Head, aka Beatster's Beat, aka Helmet Marco's Wrinkly Cheeks, aka Let's Talk About Dirk's Trim, aka In Court for Not Paying My Council Tax, aka Unblacklist Me Tiogama. What does that mean? Poochie Head is an interesting fellow. He is an interesting fellow. I feel like they're not going to get rid of anyone from VCARB until Arvid turns 18 and they can pull him up. Yeah. I mod for a cat on Twitch and his poor eyesight and types with paws and claws. What? Poochie is him, man. Yeah. Put him in the second Red Bull seat. All right. Let's keep scrolling through Discord. Oh my God. I just feel like I'm modding too much. Maybe I just need to stop going on social media and just enjoy Formula 1 again. So this situation happened where Christian Horner, Stefano De Micali, Flavio Briatore, Oscar Piastri, Franco Colapinto, and a bunch of other drivers from different teams were at the airport together. And people started being like, why are they together? Oh my God, this is Helmet's way of being able to talk to Piastri. Oh my God, this fuels the rumors of Franco going to Red Bull. If you don't know what a charter flight is, Formula 1 buy a flight with however many seats. They then go to the teams and go, how many seats do you want? And then they buy the seats and then they all fly home together. They fill up a plane and they fly together, different teams. Do you think a F1 team, let's say Red Bull Racing, buy 10 business class flights and a few economy and just hop on different flights? No. F1 buys out a plane and charter it for all the teams and they all fly back home together. Some, yes, will actually fly on the same plane home because it's at the time that the race ends and they all hop on the same flight in business class and fly home. They don't have their own fucking, each team doesn't have their own fucking private plane. They fly together. It blows my mind that people are confused that they're together at the airport to get the same flight home. Maybe it could be the only flight that flies home that night. Do you want to know why you know that Oscar's just from his arm and tip of his... Wait, do you want to know why you know that's Oscar just from his arm and the tip of his nose? Wait, you're saying why do I know that's him? No, there's other pictures. There's other pictures. What's going on? Why are they at a commercial airport? Ooh, yuckies. I thought they only cruise with their own teams. Do you hear that Ocon was on the flight with Fryer when he found out about the DSQ, was he? Lando flies with Max on his jet. Lando must be going to Red Bull. Exactly. In Bernie's book, she talked about the teams doing dry cleaning and stuff too. It's interesting how much stuff happens that isn't public. Wait, when you say teams doing dry cleaning, you mean for the drivers? For the personnel and stuff? Yeah. F1 charter jet seems pretty eco-friendly. I like that. There's not Oscar on the right. Nah, there's other photos and those other photos I'm talking about. Yeah. Anyways, continuing on. Can we stop, guys? He's had enough, man. He's had enough. He was thrown into the deep end. He's had his dream ripped away from him after 2 races. His team didn't even want him. They wanted to sign Franco. Can we stop? Why does it also say Miss Donalds? Liam Wallace, Miss Donalds. This is such a good comment, man. I feel like I'm listening to a fantasy ad at this point. I wish these creators would either not gamble or shut up out about it. It's already a big enough problem. And to me, it just removes half the joy of rooting for anyone. Amazing compilation, by the way. Just to gripe with a couple of people. This guy 100% had a terrible fantasy team, and he is crying. This is a banger vid, man. This is a banger vid.
Back, and it's incredible. 24 races, 24 impersonations. It's lights out, and away we go. Guys, can we turn the lights back on, please?
Do I think I can win the championship in this car? Of course. I think this season will be simply lovely. Simply lovely once we've built the right car. Hello, Adrian. I have a couple of questions for you.
Yeah, look, Max might be the best driver on the grid, but he's certainly not the best poser. Yeah, look, I think we all know it's not going to be the same without me.
It's been revitalizing at Ferrari. I'm just
So many of these impressions we've heard from him before, but then he does some new ones.
I'm
which
just
is
so
good.
excited to get started with Mercedes. I cannot wait to drive the car.
Being the favorite is a little bit weird. Can you believe they used to call me Lando No-Wins? Hi, I'm Oscar Piastri, and I'm not really bothered to be here.
At McLaren, we've
This is a
got
great one.
Lando and Oscar, the two fastest drivers on the grid. So I just want to impress the old man, Fernando.
I think now that you have heard from the best looking guy on the grid, I don't think there is a need to do anymore.
To be honest with you, I'm not going to be watching. I'll be busy taking this. Carlos was smooth. He really wooed me, and he's all I think about.
James, you are coming on a little bit too strong. I think Max will win. He's the best driver. He'll have the best car when he joins Aston Martin in 2026.
Whoever gets their strategy right, that's who'll win the championship.
Whoever scores the most points.
I hate his Will
will
Buxton
win
one, I'm
the
not gonna lie.
You know what would improve Formula One?
This is a
More
banger.
sprint races.
No, Stefano, this is not right.
Sorry, Christian just calls me up and he's like, welcome to Red Bull Racing. Yes.
No.
Where do I go?
I don't know. I just think we stand here like a pair of
I can't wait to walk the grid for Sky Sports F1. Martin,
No.
if you need any help getting people talking on the grid, you just let me know.
That's
I
good.
think I speak for all of us when I say I cannot wait to hear Crotty say those beautiful words.
It's lights out and away we go!
See them come alive, live on Sky Sports.
Wait, did they actually use Fred Again's song on the ads? That's a banger. That is a banger from Connor. All right, YouTube. I think I'm gonna end the YouTube stream there. As we've kind of spoken about all the Yuki Tsunoda news, now we're just gonna scroll through Discord for a bit and talk about some other F1 stuff. We'll probably talk about some more Yuki, Liam, Red Bull news for a bit longer. But YouTube gang, feel free to come over to the Twitch stream to continue in chatting with us about everything. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, hit the subscription button down below. Otherwise, I'll see you guys for the next YouTube live stream, which will be for the Japanese Grand Prix Practice 1. I'll catch you guys later.